And
Just tell us when we're live and let's
why. Let me read you what Ryan Clark said.
Are we live?
Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
We're live?
Let me read to y'all what Ryan Clark said. Who is Ryan Clark, by the way? I don't know.
Undrafted defensive player of the Steelers. He's a beast.
All right, let me read what he said about my quarterback, Russell Wilson. Man said Russell Wilson is not an all-time great quarterback. He's never going to be in those conversations. We have to stop putting him in that world that any time that has Russell Wilson can win a Super Bowl. What? So you go disrespect Russell Wilson like that? This man been a top 5 quarterback in almost his whole career. Talking about a dude that broke Peyton Manning record for most wins in the first 10 seasons with 113 wins. Talking about a dude who went to the playoffs for the past 10 seasons without an O-line. Talking about he made stars like Jermaine Kearse, Paul Richardson, Ricardo Lockett, Golden Tate, Percy Harvin. Ever since they left Seattle, haven't been the same since. You want to know why? Russell Wilson made them stars.
Golden Tate.
Yeah. Well, I like
my guy.
Doug Baldwin being like that.
But he Percy too, though. Because he was. I give you everybody else, but Percy been him too.
Yeah, and then we'll read the last part when he said we have to stop putting in that world that any team that has Russell Wilson can win a Super Bowl. I got 7 teams here. The Steelers, they're one quarterback away. One quarterback away. 49ers. Great defense. All they need. They need a better quarterback. Russell Wilson can make them go to the Super Bowl. The Saints. Tom Brady retired. Imagine him with the Bucs. The Broncos. The Titans. And this might be a little reach, but the Cowboys.
You missed one.
Who?
You put your boy on the Browns instead of Butter?
I mean that too.
I would buy them having a chance at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I would buy them having a chance at the Super Bowl if they had Russell Wilson.
But I'll say this though, like I'm not saying like he a top 10 quarterback all the time because he's not like that. But I think when he retires, he could be like in the top 20, 25 range. That's what I think.
Well, why? Yeah. Why would he be in the top 20?
You said why
wouldn't he be in the top 20?
I'm just asking. No, I'm not debating this. I'm just asking like what has he done to put himself in the top 20? He won a
Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. He did all. I mean, he don't have like the passing yard stats, but he did what needs to be done to win.
So he got one Super Bowl. No MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
He's been to 2. Hold on. He's been to 2. He won 1.
Threw one away.
And he was with one Marshawn Lynch rush away from winning 2 in a row.
No, say it like this. He threw one away. Like he won one, threw one away.
Threw one.
Yeah.
Oh man, terrible memories. Anything else you got to say about that, Ben?
No, I'm done now. It's just crazy disrespect. Like,
you want me to give you Ryan Clark's personal email? You want to reach out to him?
Man,
I got it right here.
Write him a formal email.
You want it?
Ryan email.
I'll send it to you. Yeah. I want to see if he responds.
Next show, you can read it to us the same way Bama read to us his Cooper Cup letter.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
My cup runneth over, baby.
Yes, sir.
That Cooper Cup letter was elite.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another episode with your favorite football show of the week, Players' Choice Gridiron. This is the week before the Super Bowl, so we got a lot to get into this week. Obviously, this is the most exciting week of the year. We got 2 guests that you guys have seen with us before. It was so nice we had to do it twice with both of them at the same time, man. What's good, Bolstered Up Sports?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. It's Super Bowl week officially, so let's get into it.
Okay. OJ,
what's going on? Work.
Let's talk about it.
Do it. All right, man. So, after this weekend, everybody knows this is a weekend that used to be exciting, but I don't know what to really say about it now. We're talking about the Pro Bowl. I want to hear what you guys got to say about it. How do you feel about it? Thoughts on this last weekend? Let's start with our guest. OJ, talk to us.
So here's the thing, right? And I made a post about this all over TikTok yesterday and today. All I see is people complaining about the Pro Bowl. First of all, I didn't even watch it. I haven't watched it in like the last 3 to 5 years. Like, what did you guys expect? Did you guys expect this thing to get better? Like, is that what you guys expected? Like, you have no reason to be disappointed, right? So there's, and I'll put it to you this way, right? The regular season, these guys are at a 9 or a 10 in terms of competitiveness and physicality. Pro Bowl is about a 1 or 2. What people want is the Pro Bowl to be at about a 4, 5, 6. But football doesn't work that way. You can't literally tone it down. Like, how do you tell a running back to run through the hole at like a 4 or 5? How do you tell a linebacker to tackle a running back at a 4, 4 or 5? It's either you're all the way in or you're not, period. That's just football. There's no way around it. And it just so happens that the NFL, like, I know all the other leagues have their all-star games and things of that nature, but due to the physical nature of football and the susceptibility to injury, you just can't have a legitimate football game. And if it were up to me, I wouldn't even need a Pro Bowl. Frankly, I'll live if I don't have a Pro Bowl. It's not like, I don't know. It's never been entertaining to me. It's not all that. Some people are talking about floating the idea of a flag football. You guys can have fun with that. I'm good off that. So. But it's one of those things. I understand why it is what it is. At the end of the day, if Mike Evans is out there, I don't want Mike Evans to run across the middle so he can get hit by a strong safety and get knocked down and possibly get injured. I'd rather him not participating, if I'm being honest. So you can. It's one of those things you can't have your cake and eat it too. So,
okay. Brian, how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think OJ's right in terms of realistic expectations. Football is really an all or nothing sport. But I do think that the NFL can make changes. We can improve this. Not necessarily the game, so I'm with you. I'm cool if they scratch the game. There is no more Pro Bowl football game. And that wouldn't make me upset at all. I haven't watched it in a while. I know the skills competitions at least get some buzz on social media, and I think that's the route that they should go. You mentioned flag football. That could be cool. I think it would be more entertaining if maybe they switched up some of the positions, had Aaron Donald playing some quarterback, just mixing it up, because again, it's going to be just an attraction, and really that's the only reason they have the game in the first place. It's not for any sort of competitive fire, it's just to make money. So but you know, it is what it is there. So I just think let's adapt, let's change. Don't have a football game because the players don't want to play, and I don't think many of the fans want to watch.
Dub, do you think we should change up our expectations of this game? Is this our fault? Are we too high on the Pro Bowl? Or?
I would like to say, hey chat, how you guys doing? Good to see y'all. No, love you guys. Appreciate y'all. I would like to.
Dude, be formal. Text them in the chat, dude. Don't say nothing to them like that.
I don't text in the chat. I just don't text. But I would like to say about the Pro Bowl. Man, who cares about it, honestly? Like, I don't care. Like, throw that thing to the garbage. I seen a post today. Somebody said, yo, they should just have the last 2 teams who's fighting for the last 2 picks for the number 1 pick of the draft. Just have them play a game and see who's up. But, like
I like that.
The Pro Bowl just lost so much meaningfulness to it. And it's like, and the same thing goes for the All-Star game. Nobody wants to go out there and get hurt. And it's like, I'm good off that, bro. I'm good with not seeing the Pro Bowl. You just let us know who's going to make the Pro Bowl and do something else. Do more skills challenges or anything like that. Skill challenges is more entertaining than the damn Pro Bowl.
Okay. Ben, how you feel about all this?
Oh, thank you, JD.
Oh, man, it's stupid. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just stupid. Like, what's up with this 2-hand touching? Like, nobody don't want to see that in the Pro Bowl. You got stars here. We want to see y'all play. Like, for real, like, nobody want to see that 2-hand touching. If I'm them, you know how the NBA do. They do, like, the charity stuff. I'll do the charity. Like, put stuff up for charity and all that type of stuff so they can make them play harder. If you ain't doing that, then just let it go. I love with the skill challenges and all that type of stuff. That was cool. But also for the Pro Bowl, like, just put some charity out there, man.
Okay,
make them play.
Okay. Bama, you're the NFL commissioner. What do you do to the game?
And I ain't no commissioner. I'm the NFL overseer, cracking that whip. First off, when all of them other boys, see, this is what I say. This is what I say to this. You know, you got people, man, we can take it away. Nobody wants to see it. This is a part of society. Society gets softer, and then we let people, like, so we give an inch, they take a mile. Once upon a time when guys like Ray Lewis, Sean Taylor had thunderous hit in the Pro Bowl. Back when those guys was playing, the Pro Bowl was played at a 6-7. Ocho Cinco, used to see Ocho Cinco challenging DBs, come up, press me, like doing different things like that to get the game more competitive, shall I say. Now we get these Madonnas. I guess they get a few bit of dollars. We live in a TikTok world. Everybody think their opinion matters. So now we just go out here and we just gonna play patty cake because you know the society, hey, they don't care, bro. They just want to see us dance and all of these things. The Pro Bowl was already like this in the beginning. Kind of, I don't want to go off on too many things. They was already set. So how can you just end something that already had an intent? None of those guys are in the Super Bowl. Pro Bowl never had none of the Super Bowl appearing players for that reason. So for those guys that don't play in the Super Bowl, you get an extra bowl game to play up in and possibly give the people something that they want to see. Because if y'all don't forget, the Pro Bowl used to be after the Super Bowl, and a lot of people used to watch it because it was still some competitive nature up in there. Once upon a time, I don't know, like OJ said, about 3 to 5 years ago, it just didn't get competitive, and they said, hey, let's just move it before the Super Bowl since nobody wants to play. But it's just like, I mean, why? Like literally, why? They already get less practice days, all of that. And then before the Pro Bowl, they even get a whole month off. A lot of y'all played on teams that had no chance of making the playoffs. So for people to vote you in the, just give them a little something, and you can play football like a 4 or 6 or whatever the case may be. Ain't nobody actually go out there and put nobody to sleep, because that's what y'all talking about. When you playing at a 9 or 10, yeah, that's when you risking that. But them boys can go out there. They even say that. They before you game start, they'll ask, hey, what type of game you want this to be? Because if you go out there and provoke one of them players throughout the course of a game, now you got a little bit to chew off. But it ain't nothing. Put an extra little incentive on here. Hey, when to get 250K, something like that. I don't know. I have no clue. But y'all can do something to make it a little more entertaining. I would be accustomed to seeing a 7-on-7 or something, because I don't know. The little high school 7-on-7 was pretty entertaining, and people only playing the pass now anyway, if y'all don't want to see that. But I mean, you get some players that if you look at the past Pro Bowl, Max Crosby, he was playing at a 7. You don't think nobody else could get that type of effort? You know, what's the difference between Max Crosby and the other 21 guys that was out there on the field this past?
But most casuals don't even know who Max Crosby is, though. That's why TJ Watt's not going to give us.
I understand that, but we got to start catering to the fantasy football watchers. Football was intended for people that love football like me to watch. All the other casuals, stay casuals. You ain't got to know who Max Crosby is. It's not really for you to watch. It's for people like me to watch, you know? So at the end of the day, that's the problem. Casuals think they have a voice. A lot of people never played football in Little League, never played football in preschool. They just get on and play man and think they got a voice. You don't, dog. Like, that's why, like I said, it's good for guys like Max Crosby to be out there. You need to have more Max Crosby. Maybe we need to start putting more guys in the Pro Bowl that we don't know their names. We should know their names, because like I said, Dub, that talent gap isn't as big as you think. And it would be good to see some of the guys out there, you know, that we possibly don't know, like a Deshaun Sims. You remember they showed the highlight that guy picked the pass off on D-Hop after climbing. It would be good to see those type of guys, you know, that never get that full play time, or that will possibly have to go back to the practice team after they produce. It would be good to see those guys. That way they get a little bit more buzz, and you get some type of competitive nature, because unfortunately we got these 20 million, 30 million, $10 million guys out there. They got all the gold teeth in their mouth, diamonds and the QC chains on. So of course, bro, they had a fashion show. They're not really trying to play no football, man. So why not move over, put some of these other guys up in here? Or hey, how about have an all-star game for HBCU players and let them come up in there and get some more showcase, some whatever, fly them out, all those different type of things. You know what I'm saying? That's just my advice for it. But hey, I don't care, bro. It is what it is at this point. I mean, the cake has been baked at this point now, right? So
I would like
that's a lot of stuff. So before you do round 2, Dub, I'll do round 1. So there's a lot of things you said there, and there's a couple questions I have for you guys. So let's start with one thing that Bama said, how this isn't about fantasy football and casuals don't have a voice. That's 100% false, because fantasy pays a lot of their bills, and casuals do have a voice, because that's the whole point of a Pro Bowl game, an all-star game, is to get casual fans to see all the biggest stars play, to try to turn them into full-time fans. That's the point of this, right? The whole point of Super Bowl commercials is to get people who wouldn't watch the Super Bowl to watch the Super Bowl and actually maybe catch a piece of the game and get them in there. It's all about money. It's all about money. So, but here's the thing. I kind of disagree. I agree and I disagree. So I would like to hear from Brian, who's a coach, and from Bama too, because I couldn't play at a 6, right? It was either all out or a walkthrough. I think it's actually harder to play at a 5 or 6 to control yourself.
I agree with you.
Because I also think that's how a lot of people get hurt, right? Is if you're not going full out and you're holding up, I think there's more risk of getting hurt when you're not going 100%.
True.
The problem is, and this is where my question, you can just show of hands because I don't want a big debate on this, but how many of you, when debating players, ever bring up how many Pro Bowl appearances they have? None? Good. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Excellent. Here's the point. Here's why I asked that question. Because you don't use it. So, because I was going to say, if you do, you shouldn't, because the Super Bowl teams, those guys aren't playing. A lot of guys don't want to go in, so they don't play. So how do we fix it? Well, how do we make a game where people want to go out and play and give it their all and make a name for themselves? The old guys aren't going to want to do it. The veterans, like you said, the $20 million players, they're not going to want to do it. So maybe it's a rising stars. Maybe it's only players in their first, second, third year. Maybe. I don't know that that's the answer. I actually like the idea of the 2 last place teams.
Preseason game.
Yeah, basically. No, I actually like the last place teams fighting for the first overall pick. I actually kind of like that one because they'll probably give it their all, but maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Half the guys might be free agents. That's the only problem with that option. But I don't know how you can get the teams, unless you throw a bunch of money into it, for them to play full out. I don't know how you do it.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you too, Dub.
Wait, I would like to say about the casual remark. It's pretty funny. Listen, the smartest guys in sports even get called casuals. There's always gonna be people that disagree, and always gonna be people that agree. So though you want to know the whole beauty, and I'm telling the chat this to everybody, you want to know the whole beauty about being on debate shows and everything. Nobody knows who's right. I don't care what anybody says. There's
I was just having this argument earlier.
There is nobody.
I love that the chat said casuals do have a voice. Look how much we listen to Dub.
But they do have a voice.
Dang.
They definitely do have
That's
a
wild.
voice. Everybody has a voice.
But look,
chat
check
is on
out.
fire.
When I said that though,
I'm used
I wouldn't
to that.
call Dub a casual though.
No, I know. I'm just talking about the chat.
Sports. Dub, you know a few intricate levels things about football. A lot of people don't know. Couldn't tell you half of the. I was in that Clubhouse. Half of them people that be in Clubhouse can't tell you what the keys to quarterback look at before he call hype. But yet they can tell you, oh, he trash. Oh, he should have threw this pass. Oh, he should have threw that pass.
The vast majority of people couldn't even tell you what a 21 personnel is. Like, and that's including the people that make TikTok videos that think they know what they're talking about.
And I'm trying to tell people from the broadcast view,
right.
you see the game on. You see the game from, which is a broadcast view. It's easy to say, oh, I would have threw it right here. But if you look at the all 22 view, which is behind the center or behind the quarterback, you get the true story of it. And then they be like, oh, wow, I guess, yeah, all of this. So, yeah, bro.
I'll say I'm a casual. I told y'all, and I'll tell the chat this. I ain't afraid of it. I've only been
eating.
What are you eating, bro?
Like, well, listen, I've only been watching football for about 5 to 6 years now. I wouldn't been watching football
5 or 6 weeks.
5 or 6 years, bro. And I feel as if I have a way better understanding than people who've been watching this for their whole entire lives. It's really crazy to me how people just misconstrue things and always miss the hidden details that goes into every particular situation. It's wild to me. Like Kobe said it himself, you have to pay attention to detail. Detail is the most important thing when judging everything. And if you don't pay attention to details and you just blindly follow stats or blindly follow people's opinions, then you are wrong yourself.
All right, handsome turtle. We appreciate that.
These are coming straight from the chat. If you're not in the chat, I don't know what you're doing with your life. If you're watching this not live, if you're catching us on YouTube later or on Spotify or anything like that, make sure to come tune into the chat. That's the best thing going on. Also, too, casual lives do matter. I thought I would say that, by the way. And if you are casual and you want to get your football knowledge up, come straight here. We got you guys. Fluent.
Can I take that shirt? Casual Lives Matter. Can I make that shirt? I like
you got it. I need 10%, but you
10%. I'll give you 10%. I'll give you 10%.
All right, but Fluent though. So the games tend to take place, usually used to take place in Hawaii. Now it takes place in Vegas. Me and you had a talk outside the show, and you told me that Vegas might not be the best situation for Major League sports in general.
Yeah. There's way too much temptation. I'm sorry. You give me millions of dollars at 22 years old in Vegas, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm a good dude. I'm gonna get in trouble. So imagine if now I also have people egging me on, my entourage, my people, right? And they're not good
other
dudes.
Players
with other entourages.
The worst of them all,
groupies. But no, also it's ego. It's, like, listen, when I played, anyone who's played, right, you think you're the best. You have to be good. And so now someone else who thinks they're the best is there. Your friends are chirping, their friends are chirping. We got millions of dollars. Something is going to happen. Or I just got new money. I grew up poor. Like I grew up, 5 people in 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Like I grew up poor. So like you give me millions of dollars and put me in Vegas, I'm going to get in trouble. So now you're putting major league players in Vegas every day. And then we're saying, wow, we're really surprised that this happened. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised more hasn't happened. So yeah, that's why we're talking about outside, because like, just look at what happened to the Raiders. I'm not saying that wouldn't happen if they were in a different city. It's just more likely to happen in Vegas. And we haven't even talked about the whole gambling and what that could lead to down the road, right? We know players have points shaved, done, referees. You're making it. I love Vegas. I love going to Vegas. I used to spend, when I lived in Arizona, I used to jump in my car, 4 hours, whatever it is, drive, and I'd spend days in Vegas. I loved Vegas. I don't know if it's a good place for a pro team.
Yo, shout out to Grab the Fist and Game Too Funny, because I'm starving. Y'all understand? I am hungry.
Enjoy your calzone, dude. We good. We can talk.
I am feasting right now, bro. Let me feast, because I am hungry.
Going in.
So, one more question for all you guys as well. Feel free to chime in. So, do you think that having a team in Vegas is just too much? Like having the Raiders there is just too much in general? And if that is too much, do you think even the Pro Bowl is doing too much being in Vegas as well?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea to have a team in Vegas. Let's not forget, we've already said it a couple times. This is about money, and it's a great business decision.
Well, that's why they did it. That's the only reason the team's in Vegas. And you will get an NBA team.
Yeah.
Like you will get everything in Vegas. 100%. Money. Yeah.
That's what it's about. I mean, it's not about, these are grown men, But
they're not. No, but they're not. Sorry. They're not grown men. They're not grown men. Sorry. Sorry. No, they're not grown men. Think about it. One, in college, do they get any kind of financial tutelage? No. They're a bunch of 20. I'm sorry. Maybe because I'm the old guy here. I'm telling you, at 22, you are not a grown man.
Yeah,
you think you're a grown man. You think you know everything. You do not.
Now, I'm with you, Fluent, in the sense that, I know myself. Immature.
You're not really a man till you're 25,
mistakes.
bro.
Like, I'm with you.
Maybe 35.
Maybe 35%.
Yeah,
in terms of reality, they're going to be immature. Yes, mistakes. What I mean is they're autonomous. Like, you're on your own. You're legally an adult. At what point does your employer bear? And I know this is a weird situation with it's a pro sports league, so it's different than the common man job. But it's like, I'm not sure how much responsibility the employer should have for.
Okay, well, here, let me give you, let's compare it to a common man job. Let me give you a scenario. You're having we're not allowed to say Christmas anymore. You're having a holiday party, and your job has a holiday party, and they're feeding you drinks, and you get in your car drunk and get into an accident. Do you know that your employer's liable? Because they are. Well, so what are you doing? You're giving them $1 million and sticking them in Vegas. So yeah, they're a little bit liable for what happens.
Well, honestly, Fluid, bro, let me
I don't like it, but it's
what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Because there's levels to this. Don't pay them money, and now we got to take a team out of LA. Now we got to take a team out of New York. Now all teams have to be in Oklahoma City. Hey, Boone, North Carolina, my hometown. Now they get a city. Like they get a team. Like
no, I understand it's tough, but I'm just saying Vegas might be a little bit. I don't know. Vegas just seems to be more of a temptation than anywhere else.
So,
What about New York?
I don't think so as much.
It ain't that.
I don't think so.
The reason why the reason why you can't bring up those states, because when was the last time those states lost 3 or was it 4 first-round draft picks all in the same year? Just from just basically nonsense. So you had Henry Ruggs driving 156 down a regular street.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. Then the other first-round DB posting pictures of guns on his live, talking about he gonna tell somebody he gonna shoot them. All of this. You had John Gruden. I know they ain't had nothing to do, but you might as well factor Vegas up in there. Might as well, since it's already pumping. Then you just had a DB just recently. He just got in trouble and got kicked off. Another first-round player they drafted. So you mean to tell me at this moment where you just saw 3 first-round picks go down through the nature of where that city is, you mean to tell me if it wasn't in Vegas that it happened? Because when it wasn't in Vegas, we never saw a situation like that. When was a guy
for one team? We saw situations like that. Not from one team.
But it was just scattered all throughout the. You know what I mean? But
and for the record, there's only one team in New York, and that's Buffalo, which there's not much going on.
To me, this is how I see it, man. Vegas is like money. It's gonna reveal your character and it's gonna enhance what character you are. If you're a good guy, you're gonna remain a good guy. Like Vegas is not inherently, it's not gonna make you evil, whatever. So there are more temptations than a typical city. Hence why it's called Sin City.
Can I quote Kanye West? I'm gonna quote Kanye West for a second. How you expect me to be faithful in a room full of hoes? Because that's what Vegas is. That's what Vegas is. There's more temptations.
All the time. It's real easy.
I do it too. I'm a good
personal accountability.
But my point is,
actually,
you can't expect a 22-year-old millionaire to have that same level of morality as you have. Okay. So I'm just saying, there's more temptations there. There's more temptations there than anywhere else.
I would love to.
They're grown. They're grown.
Thank
they
you.
can go out to the war and get killed. They can go out to the war in Ukraine right now and get killed.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not giving them a pass.
I'm
not. They're an adult.
I'll be going to the club, and you know what I see? I see 50, 40 years old, 45 years old over there acting like little ass kids, bro. I'm not hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing that.
Fair enough.
It's listen. I understand you and I'm with you. Like, yes, Vegas is a very temptation type of environment. But at the end of the day, these is grown men or young men, however you want to label it. Honestly, they are. There's 40, 50, 60-year-old who still act like kids. They do. Maturity and becoming a man isn't an age thing. It's just it's a mental thing. It's a yourself thing.
But let me ask you this, Dub. Right, you and me are on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So is it more likely that a guy your age is going to act a fool, more likely, or a guy my age?
Look, and all you
likely.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
It depends on how many girls they get.
The exact same person.
Generally speaking, the older.
Generally speaking, Dub. I know you never want to agree with me here, but generally speaking,
if a guy is in an environment where he's not used to getting females, and all of a sudden he's able to do that, he's gonna act on it.
No, same
I don't
dude.
care what age
same
you are.
dude.
I don't care.
Everything else is equal.
Have you been to college?
Everything else is equal. Everything else is equal. 22 or 4. Sorry, 20s or 40s. Who's more likely to act a fool?
Oh yeah, it's 20s. It's 20s.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just saying. But I'm saying,
of course, there's exceptions. There's always exceptions.
Put any man, no matter what age in that type of environment. Guess what? They acting a fool.
Yeah, I understand. There's exceptions.
Especially if they don't get it like that.
You have your Urban Meyers, that's a thing. But generally speaking, the younger guys they'll pop off more. Like it's just
The big three is in Vegas. They hosted in Vegas. How many times you see them boys really get in trouble like that, dog? Like, I mean, it's few and far in between. And them is old heads. Joe Johnson, all of them boys. Reggie Evans, all of them. They older players that once was in the NBA. And they rarely get in trouble like that, dude. So I'm trying to tell you, it's an age factor.
Because a part of it is also they've been through it already. What I'm saying is if they haven't been through that already, it doesn't matter what age they are. They're acting a fool. They are.
And by the way, none of those instances you guys brought up, there's no correlation to Vegas itself. Like there's no gambling issue. Like Henry Ruggs, he could have done that anywhere in America. So
he didn't do it at Alabama in his Hellcat.
Yo, look at Jeff Bezos, bro. This man got his money, and this man wildin'. Bro. I'm just saying.
Next topic.
Nah, them Vegas police people, they be on it though. They be on everything. It's crazy.
And sorry, back to the Pro Bowl thing. I liked it better in Hawaii, and I've talked to a few of the players. They liked it better in Hawaii. No offense, because Vegas is something they do like with their boys, and they go and they party and they have fun. Hawaii is you take the family, it's chill. Like they actually did enjoy. The ones I talked to said they liked Hawaii better.
Yep.
So
it's a different vibe for sure.
Yeah, it's a different. I get the logistics of it, but it is nice. It is. I enjoyed my time at Hawaii.
You talked to a few of those guys, Floyd?
Yeah, because I asked them after we had.
Not the same.
Hashtag we are not the same. No, because I don't know if I used to spend like a lot, like about 10-ish days a month in Hawaii. It's a very, very different vibe. It's like I said, they enjoyed it. Like I said, you don't want to take your family, you don't want to take your kids. That's most of the time to Vegas. Like if you have a choice, take my kids to Vegas or Hawaii.
It's Hawaii.
The choice is Hawaii. The choice is Hawaii.
It's called Sin City for a reason, man.
There you go. They tried to do it. Remember, they tried to change it. Vegas is for families. It did not work. They changed it back very quickly. You guys might not be old enough to remember that, but they said Vegas is for families, and they built.
We're gonna get into some, bro. Vegas has whatever you want, bro.
Whatever you want.
Your heart desires, man. Vegas has.
Yeah.
Okay, fellas.
He agrees.
We're gonna get on.
Someone's having a party. Is that you? Is that you, Ron? That is Ron.
Yeah. Ladies, keep it there.
He's in Vegas. See, he's in Vegas. Temptation.
Ron,
I would tell you guys what's going on over here, but you know what happens here.
Yeah, it stays there.
It stays in Vegas.
Oh, you over there trying to find some head coaches, ain't you? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a whole clipboard with a list of qualifications. We'll see how it goes. I need a head coach, an assistant to the assistant. But we'll talk about that off the air, fellas. We have Super Bowl 56 coming up. You guys excited?
Yes, sir.
Made it this far. Are we excited?
Yes, sir. Let's get to the first question, please.
First and foremost, no, that's not the first question. We'll get to it.
Oh
I need to know game predictions. I want to just go around the room. I want to hear who you guys think is gonna win, and then also I want to know what's the score gonna be.
I'm going for the underdogs, the Bengals, because I think Joe Mixon gonna go off. I think he's gonna have like 2-3 touchdowns. That's the dude, man. And I think like I want to see how Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey turns out. Like, cause that's the matchup I'm gonna watch, because I don't know if he go play like tough defense on him or anything like that, but I think Joe Burrow will do his thing and all that. But Joe Mixon go beat it. 28-25 Bengals.
Okay. Bama. Talk to us about the Super Bowl, baby.
It's going to be a good game. If the Rams win, I'm going to say 34-28. But I'm going to take the Bengals. And I think if the Bengals win it, it'll be somewhere like around 24-21. But I got a feeling the Rams might win it, though.
He said that so sadly.
OJ, what you think?
I'll be honest with you, man. Logically speaking, on paper, the Rams should win. Everything the Rams do, they do better than the Bengals, as far as I'm concerned. It's not one thing I could think of, man. Like that, maybe the Bengals have a better deep passing game. Maybe, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, man. So
running game,
but I'm not going with logic, bro. I'm going
running
with
game.
my guts. I'm going with my feelings, and damn it, I'm going Bengals 27-24. Jamar Chase is not gonna have a big game, but Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are going absolute off. They're both gonna go for over 100 yards, eight catches, and at least a touchdown apiece. That's my prediction. Hey, Joe Burrow is that guy. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna do the impossible, and it's gonna serve to justify my Burrow over Herbert pick too. So that'll be a nice little icing on the cake.
That's a great take, by the way. Boasted up. What you think?
Yeah, I'm with OJ in the sense that on paper, and not just on paper in terms of the flashy names and everything, the Rams are the heavy favorite. I'm not sure exactly what the point spread is, but the Rams better win this game. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Sean McVay, a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford, because not only of those two and their legacy, but they've got Cooper Kupp, and more importantly, they're winning in the trenches. Like, that's going to happen. So Joe Burrow is going to have to put on that cape. And I think he will. I think he will. I'm rooting for the Bengals. I think they get it done.
Are you guys really going to do this? You're going to make me fluent, the only people to agree on this?
23-20. And they get it done. And it's going to be on his shoulders because Joe Mixon ain't going to do nothing on the ground. Zero. Absolutely nothing on the ground.
You talking about nothing? How he bailed Joe Burrow out them first 3 games through the playoffs? Nothing.
Bailed him out. I don't know.
Bailed him out. Scored the only. Okay. We gonna walk.
But
this
hold
back.
on.
All right, I'll let you
explain what nothing is.
Y'all be disrespecting running backs. Y'all not disrespecting on running backs up in here. First off, talking about y'all capes. Talking about the most dependent position with capes on. Say that shit. First off, Joe Mixon scored the
running back
touchdown.
is the most dependent position.
That's a lie. You lying to yourself. First off, the reason why it's not the most dependent position in football because the point of attack is too fast. So running backs don't really need blocks like that. They just need people to get up in the way. Unlike what y'all cry about with Joe Burrow. Oh, he needs an O-line. He needs an O-line. That O-line not bad when Joe Mixon running the rock. It ain't bad when Joe Mixon running around. Why is that? Because running backs get the job done because nobody really gives us our roses, but we expect it to do everything and do it well. You talking about Joe Burrow putting the case
listen, man, run blocking is a lot easier than pass blocking.
No. It ain't. It's just the point of attack is faster, and that running back is going through that lane so quick. So, and on top of it, when you got a bad O-line, the reason why a bad O-line is bad because they don't like to move. The run game gets them moving already. And you damn near got a destination to where it's telling you ain't got to guess, you ain't got to wait for this dude to come and all that. So everything is more downhill. We go bring this back because y'all finna start respecting these running backs real quick. And this is why I just end this right here. See, that's why I say fantasy football, flag football messes everybody's heads up because
fantasy
now we gotta think.
Gets people saying Joe Mixon is awesome.
He is great.
More than he really does.
Joe Mixon having 1,600 yards on 250 touches is why everybody thinks he's awesome at 16 touchdowns. Why he had receivers who had 80, 70, and 60 receptions. Why they trying to phase him out, he's still showing that. Hey, I'm the real deal, and I'm the reason why we went this far and we won these 3 games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go to the Titans. Joe Burrow. I mess with Joe. We like Joe Shiesty, but let's be honest.
Yes, sir.
That whole game he didn't do nothing. Who kept them afloat? Joe Mixon out the backfield, picking up tough yards, all of that. Follow over to the next game with Kansas City. Why did they get past Kansas City? Because Joe Mixon started rushing for 7 and 8, and they got tired. And then now we can hold on to the ball because what wins games in the NFL? Time of possession. If you show me a team who controls the time of possession, I'll show you a team that wins. Joe Mixon again, another 100-yard performance. Was y'all say like running backs don't matter? The only time Patrick Mahomes won the championship when his running back ran for over 100 yards.
Yo, Bama,
bring this back.
So are you saying that Joe Burrow is the second most important Joe on his team?
Come on, man. Come on, don't make me say it. Like I said, I like Joe Shiesty. I like Joe Shiesty.
Say it.
Say
it.
Joe
Burrow, second best Joe on the
man on that team and will forever will be on every football team because the premise of football was built on the run. All of you little quarterbacks who don't play quarterback.
That is an absolute joke.
You are lying to yourself. Joke. It was built on the run. You run the ball to set up for the pass. I've never heard nobody say we pass the ball to set up for the run.
That is an absolute joke.
I pray and hope that y'all get football teams on your own. I'm gonna put up 200. I'm gonna hang 200 on y'all ass. Because first off,
the running back position is the most disposable position of all the skill positions.
You lying to yourself. The reason why it's not the most disposable position. It's only 7 running backs in history that ever run for 2,000. If that was just so prominent and it was just so crazy, you would have more running backs. All right, I'll bring up another stat for you. 1,000-yard rushers. You can look up the 1,000-yard rushers. I guarantee it's way less 1,000-yard rushers than it is 1,000-yard receivers. Now you got tight ends receiving for 1,000 yards because why? It's just so easy to do. You can manipulate it. You can run these crazy schemes and get that open. The run always will forever be the base premise of football, because the reason why to run is the best way to win a football game. It makes your opponent quit. It does everything. It gets them tired. It shows that we worked in the weight room.
When was the last time the Super Bowl winning team had a top 5 running back?
Bro, it don't matter about the top 5 running back. It matters about the production of the running back. Every Super Bowl, we'll walk it back. Oh, I just pulled this up. Every Super Bowl, we're going to walk it back. Besides that Super Bowl where Russ had threw it away at the end, because they had a 100-yard rush in that game. Marshawn Lynch ran for 156, but he threw it at the end. And if he would have ran it, they would have won. It would have brought it back. The Super Bowl where Dub Boy passed for 443 yards. They had 200 yards rushes. Jay Ajayi and it was another guy playing running back. Both of them combined together for over 200 yards rushing out the backfield. You can go back to when Peyton Manning won his Super Bowl. 100-yard rushers. All of this.
All right,
the only reason the Bears couldn't win that Super Bowl, they did not have a good running back to help out with Rex Grossman right there. Every Super Bowl that is won, they had a running back that was producing. Why? Because the run sets up for everything else. Now you're not one-dimensional. Now the defense has to play more honest. Now, hey, I just can't sit around and blitz you like how I want to, because if I blitz and they run the ball, hey, it's a wide open gap. There's different things like that. I know everybody want to make it seem like, oh, bro, you can phase the run up out, but it's a reason why the NFL still runs the ball majority of the time versus just sitting around passing it everywhere. And look, when Mahomes started passing it, now we're talking about, oh man, is he gonna be able to keep this up? He might be a thing of the pass now. This is why talks come up like this, because he don't have that run game to pass on. That's why he lost that game against the Bengals and different things like that, because he don't have no run game.
Hold up, Bama. Bolster up. What's your rebuttal to that? Because you was the main guy
I was
on
just
this.
about to ask.
I'm sorry?
What's your rebuttal to that?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say that I was saying that the Rams are going to take away the running game. That's likely. Hey,
rushers?
Did they not just do it last week? Are they not a top run defense? They are.
First running game was second of all, they down to a receiver and running back.
Hey y'all, they ranked 19th in run defense. 19th.
They just talking, man, because they got names up there. Booster said you can get a license for what y'all be doing.
Go ahead.
Y'all ticket for what y'all be doing.
We'll see what happens. They did it last week. They're gonna do it again. And here's the thing:
the most powerful point of attack.
The run game matters. The run game matters a lot.
Matter more than the pass.
That's just not true in the modern NFL.
No.
And in particular, that's really not what I was saying. It's that a quarterback matters much more than a running back. And there is nothing that you can pull out of your butt to say that quarterbacks matter less, because run back all the Super Bowls. It's all quarterbacks. Yeah, cool. Tom Brady, playoff Lenny was good for a couple games. Guess what? He had Tom Brady. Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl. Drew Brees won the Super Bowl. Even the best one that you can point to in like the last 15 years is Marshawn Lynch. And guess what? They had Russell Wilson. All right? And people want to blame the game, guess what? On the quarterback. Not that Marshawn Lynch didn't get in the first run, right? They want to blame it on the quarterback.
Well, the first run, he got 7 yards and he got him down to that point of attack.
It's not even a debate. Of course the run game matters. Of course. Yeah, play action pass. You're going to see the Rams try to get that done all day. And that's why people play action pass even when the run game isn't successful, because play action just has that much pull on the defense, let alone if you can run the ball. But come on, we got to chill with the Rams. We really don't think that the Rams are going to be able to stop the run. We really don't think that the Bengals are a pass-first team. That's crazy. The Chiefs are a pass-first team, and I am with you. The reason that the Chiefs lose some games is they bail on the running game. Absolutely. The Bills absolutely pass to set up the run. The game is changing. Running the ball matters. I never said that it didn't. But if the Bengals win, it's going to be because Joe Burrow balled out, not because Joe Mixon has 88 rushing yards.
Then also the Rams might not on paper be the best run-stopping defense, but guys, basically they can win the battle of the line of scrimmage. They can dominate the line of scrimmage, and if they can dominate the line of scrimmage, they can stop Joe Mixon, But yeah.
You want to know that when Tom Brady won a majority of his Super Bowls, even though that there wasn't a dominant running back, they did have a great running game.
LeGarrette Blount is a dominant running back. James White.
Hold up, Bama.
I'm with you, but that's the exact point. It's not about typically the running back. It's about the running game production. That's what it's about. And guess what? Typically, that comes a lot from the scheme, and the quarterback has a lot to do with running back success, not only in checks at the line, but in terms of box count. That matters. That's why Tom Brady's done it with so many different quarterbacks. Just toss them in, or so many different running backs. Just toss them in. It doesn't matter. And again, the modern NFL, you can get production out of the running back position through throwing the ball as well. James White went off in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. I was just going to add that as well. Like with the Patriots, man, a lot of their scheme has been running back by committee. It's not one guy torching you. They're throwing 2-3 guys at you, all right? And now the modern day NFL, the passing game is an extension of the running game, the short passing game. You saw that a lot with Tampa and Leonard Fournette. Those little 3-yard little bubble screen passes and stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, listen, I think we got to get away from saying, though, that we confuse running backs are disposable with the running game is disposable. So we have changed where we don't have the workhorse backs anymore, and that's a shame. And we are doing it by committee. But every great quarterback will tell you, every great winning team will tell you, if we don't have a solid running game, we're gonna lose, right? Like the Chiefs.
I'm with you,
The Chiefs are a great example. The Chiefs are a great example. When they don't run the ball, they don't win. I know you said that. I'm just saying.
But you
guys
can't,
threw around
you
the
can't
term
do what you can with what you don't have. Clyde
so,
Edwards-Helaire is not the running back Kareem Hunt was. You saying running backs are disposable. If that's the case, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was supposed to just come in and pick up with that same production. But they don't. Like I tell y'all, it is a reason why it's not even that many 1,000-yard
We underestimate how good running backs are. And just for a minute, just because you did bring up the Bears, so I do want to bring up a correction. The Bears had Thomas Jones, and Thomas Jones rushed for like back-to-back 1,300 yards, and he did rush for over 100 yards in that Super Bowl that we gave away to the Colts because Lovie Smith is a disciple of Tony Dungy, and he wanted to give him one. But that being said, just wanted to clarify that since we're talking Bears. Can I make my pick because I thought I was going to be the lone wolf?
I got to make one clarification.
Did you make your pick?
I'll be done.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't have a chance to give.
Okay, make your pick. Give us your score.
I feel like some things have been said that I did not say. But anyways, one clarification.
You know, y'all gonna tread lightly talking about running backs.
The Rams are the sixth best defense against the rush. Sixth best. Sixth.
Oh.
That's pretty dang good. All right. Second of all.
What's your pick?
Bengals 23-20. The run game matters. Joe Burrow matters more.
Hold on. All four of you picked the Bengals?
Fluid, there's no way.
I said the Rams should win 34-28. But I said if the Bengals win, it'll be 24-21.
That's not a pick. What's your pick?
Yeah,
you got a pick.
He said the Bengals.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
No, because everybody so far has said that the Rams are obviously better and the Rams theoretically should win, but you guys have all chosen the Bengals. Now, Fluid, I'm gonna get to you in a second. I just want to ask a quick question. Is this like a Joe Burrow type of thing? Is this like an unsung hero American type story where the kid comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden he reaches the top of the mountain? Is this why you guys are choosing the Bengals, or do you believe
we're riding the wave?
For me, it's purely emotional. Purely emotional, bro. All logic says the Rams should win. The Rams should dominate this game. Like, I'll be honest with you. But for me, it's all gut. It's all instinct. I admit it, man.
Given how the playoffs went with two NFL teams, you think they just gonna dominate this game? You truly just think they just gonna dominate it?
No, he said they should, but they won't.
That's what I'm saying. You truly think they should, just given how these playoffs have been.
1,000%.
On paper,
NFL
on paper,
1,000%.
Groups of NFL players.
1,000%. Because the Rams are so much better at so many things than the Bengals.
But it's on paper. He believes on the Bengals.
Y'all talk.
But we gotta wait for
It's not just on paper, bro. The Rams have been good at these playoffs.
Y'all talking like y'all on the
The Rams have been good at these playoffs. It's not just on paper, bro.
And they fought the whole way through the playoffs.
It's the playoffs for a reason.
So the Super Bowl is the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a dog fight. And we don't know who's gonna win until they win. It ain't gonna be no, oh, they should have won convincingly. No, they should go out there and play to win. If they win, they win. Whatever score they win by, they win by. Because why? They are the cream of the crop of 1,600, the best of the best. So, given that being, it's less of a room for a bum to be out there. So it's gonna be another dude out there just on your playing level. Just how it is on the other side. Just how the Rams got names y'all know, the Bengals got names y'all don't know that's on that same level. And they finna go out there and play.
The Rams are not a much better team than the Bengals?
No team is a better team than any team in the NFL. It's the NFL. They the best of the best.
Oh, okay. So the Rams are just on the same level as the Jets. The Jets are just as good as the Rams.
Hey, don't the Jets beat them teams throughout the regular season, right?
Wow.
Oh,
wow. That's the length you're going to go for argument. All right, you got it. The Jets are just as good as the Rams.
Yeah.
That's where we at.
And then even somebody in the chat just said it. We just go disregard how the Bengals defense been playing this whole time, too.
Damn it. Why did you bring that up, man? That was going to be my little...
Well, then go ahead, Calzone. Tell us.
I want to hear yours first. I need to hear yours first.
If we're
on the same level, bro.
We're not on the same level. We are going to disagree. I'm mad that everybody else picked the Bengals.
I'm going to pick the Rams.
Oh, you picked the Rams. Okay.
34-28. That's what I said. I'm going to pick the Rams, man.
Okay.
Go ahead, Floyd. I'll be the last.
I don't, but now y'all got me mad.
I thought we were just gonna make a quick. I thought we were just gonna make a quick pick. I had like a 5 seconds. I had a 5 second like. Here's how it's gonna go. Here's who's gonna win. Here's how they're gonna win. And you guys got all into this whole mess.
Fluent, now you want to get messy. Clean it up, Fluent. Let these guys know what it is.
Listen. We don't play football on paper. So take that paper and you know what you could wipe with it. So I don't care who has the better player here or the better player there. You look at who's playing better football and who's been on a hot streak and who has kind of the freedom to go out and play. They got nothing to lose. The Bengals have nothing to lose. Nothing. I feel like when LeBron said it, he was full of shit. But when the Bengals do it, it's true. They literally aren't even supposed to be here. They're not even supposed to be here.
Yeah, they stumbled in the Super Bowl.
They're not even supposed to be here. So why not go out and win? Listen. 34-31. I'm going to give you my prediction. 34-31. Money McPherson with a field goal to win it. Ooh. Okay? 34-31. The Bengals. And why? Because in my bed that I share is a woman who loves the Cincinnati Bengals all her life. And we finally got to a Super Bowl. So we go in Bengals 100%. You saw the shirt I sent you guys a picture of. She got her Burrow shirt. She's ready to go. I'm going 100%. I'm with OJ. 100% emotional. I'm going with the Bengals.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Good.
So
I'm glad it was clear that if the Rams lose, that's a surprise.
If you go
given Sunday, and you know why else? Because the team. Look at, you want to talk about Super Bowls? With the exception of Tom Brady, who is an exception to the rule. It's teams that have quarterbacks on these young rookie deals so that they can afford all these other players. Why do you think Mahomes is going to start losing once his big money contract starts coming in? Why do you think, no offense, Russell Wilson started losing once he started to get his big money? Joe Burrow's on that deal right now. This is his time. Matthew Stafford.
Why you give? Hold on. Why are you giving Russell Wilson a no offense, but Mahomes doesn't?
Because these two guys are Seattle fans, so. I don't know if anybody's a Chiefs fan in here. So
all them teams Russ can win on, they can't afford Russ.
It's just that's the way it is.
Russ is coming to Tampa. So.
I still don't trust Matthew Stafford.
I trust Cooper Kupp though.
12 years versus 1.
Hey, let me say that to say this. The reason why I will probably pick the Bengals because if the Bengals don't get it, I don't know if they get back because you got Bills, KC.
Yeah, it's a tough AFC. Baltimore, that's right.
Baltimore. Don't forget Patriots. So it's just like. It's always going to be a toss-up between them five. Of course, the Bengals go put their name up in there, but
Joe Burrow knows. Joe Burrow is smart enough to know this might be his only shot. There was another really young quarterback who was really, really good, an all-time great, even to this day. And he got to the Super Bowl really young. And everyone's like, wow, he's going to be to a lot more of these. And unfortunately, Dan Marino never got to another one. Trust me, he'd like to have that one.
Rookie year or second year he went?
He would love to have that one back. We'd love that because you never know.
Because he went 14-2. No, it was his rookie year. He went 14-2 that rookie.
They really that guy.
Yo, Dub-Zero. Dub-Zero. I need your prediction and your score.
The score is gonna be 27-13, and it's gonna be the Rams.
27-13.
13?
Listen, you know what? You know what? This is so funny to me. The key part isn't Joe Burrow. The key part isn't Joe Mixon. The key part is the Bengals defense. That is the key part in this whole entire scenario. If the Bengals defense play up to par in stopping Odell, Cooper Kupp, and Van Jefferson Stafford, then there's a chance for the Bengals to win. But if they don't, it's over. It's done. They can run all the yards they want. They can throw all the balls they can. They're not winning. It's the Bengals defense that's truly the X factor for that game. Now, let's go down history. The Chiefs was killing them, 21-3. OJ knows posted a TikTok that there's levels to this. I seen it, baby. I seen it. Posted that there's levels to this. And then what happened? The Bengals made a lot of adjustments. You don't think that Sean McVay and the Rams are looking at that and like, all right, we seen where the Chiefs fell apart. We cannot repeat those same mistakes. I believe the Rams will learn from the Chiefs' mistakes and not be complacent in their play and forward a lead. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Well, I hope your guy McVay does a much better job of game planning than he did the last Super Bowl he was in.
What you mean, bro? That was a well thought out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wait. Don't do that. That was a well thought out game between the Patriots and the Rams. It's just the Patriots won because of Tom Brady.
3 points by a professional football team. Yeah, really.
Bro, the Patriots barely scored. What are you talking about? So you have to knock the Patriots as well. What are you talking about?
I do knock them.
For a great defensive game. When you watch that game, that was a great defensive game.
Patriots didn't have.
But I thought Sean McVay was an offensive genius. Does a genius score 3 points?
I never said that. I'm just saying, bro. You can't sit here and try to knock McVay.
I said I hope he does a better job.
And also, CJ Anderson.
You're picking the Rams. Do you not hope he does a better job?
Bro, what do you mean a better job?
Yes or no?
I don't see how you can sit here and be like.
I don't think you see it.
No, I don't see how you can sit here and say, "Oh, McVay, you did a terrible job when you lost a well-fought
when you score
game.
3 points." I can 100% say that.
Why?
Because you scored 3 points, you're an offensive genius.
3 points with Todd Gurley.
Bro, what are you?
You're an offensive genius.
The reason why they only scored that many points, Todd Gurley only had 35 yards rushing. I think CJ Anderson only had like 20-some yards rushing after they both almost had 100 the week before. So now that's why I try to tell you, when all you got to do is design up all them crazy passes, how it just don't work like that. And now,
you got to run the ball.
And I'm not a mastermind anymore. Because why? Oh, man. Draw up all of them crazy passes.
Bro, the Patriots
can't do that.
The Patriots
because why? We got combo coverage.
Bro, but the Patriots stepped up. You can't be mad at a team for stepping
why
up and making plays.
Why did they step up? Defense. You were one-dimensional.
You
were one-dimensional. Stop saying I can't. I can do whatever the hell I want.
And that's facts.
Whatever.
That is facts.
But, and I'm going to hate on Sean McVay on that Super Bowl because he's an offensive genius who scored 3 points.
Guys, let's just, one thing no one has said. Matthew Stafford has it in him to throw 2 picks this Super Bowl.
Stop it.
Time out, fellas. Hold on.
He's lucky the 49ers DBs can't catch.
This is our next question.
Jesse Bates not dropping that.
Our next question. If Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, will he validate his career?
Ron, I'm going first, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm going first, bro.
I got dibs after.
Let me tell y'all.
You brought it up, OJ. So
I've said this before they even made it to the Super Bowl, before the playoffs even started, and Fluent knows this. I said this in one of our first videos that was really starting to get hot. I said, if you put Aaron Rodgers on the Detroit Lions, Aaron Rodgers could do nothing with that team. They could not. Because at the end of the day, bro, it was the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have historically been ass for their whole entire career. Now you got OJ Nose talking about 2 picks. He's due for 2 picks. You want to know when the last time he threw 2 picks in a playoff game? The last time he threw 2 picks in the playoff game was against the Saints when he was literally matching Drew Brees point for point. And in a battle, in an offensive battle, he threw a pick 9 minutes into the 4th quarter because he's trying to outscore
down by 10 when he should have played it safe.
He's trying to outscore Drew Brees, bro. And then he threw another
No, you're
pick.
trying to get a score.
No.
Either a field goal or a touchdown
he threw another pick.
to make it a one-possession game. See, that's where your casual football thing comes in because you don't understand.
Not at all.
When you're down 10,
not at all. When you're going head to head with Drew Brees.
When you're down 10, you need to score at least a field goal or a touchdown so you make it a one-score game. That's what a smart player does.
When you're going up against Drew Brees,
when
you're going up against Drew Brees and the Saints is such a high-powered offense, bro. You gotta take risks. You gotta take risks, bro. That's where balls are made, bro, in the playoffs, man. And then he threw another pick when he was down 45-28 on a Hail Mary ball, bro. You really gonna knock him?
That
That was the only 2 interceptions he threw against the Saints. Then he threw an interception beginning of the third quarter against the Cowboys. And if you're really gonna sit here and try to tell me with a straight face that was the sole reason on why they lost, you're just a hater. You're just a hater, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
When it comes to Matthew
hating.
Stafford, I am.
That's hating, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm
That's
hating.
crazy.
Yep.
Then he
I'm a
faced
Matthew
Legion,
Stafford hater.
and both
You
of
got
those
it.
and both of
I'm a
those
Matthew
games,
Stafford hater.
both of those
and
games,
I admit it.
Both of those games.
My name is Anthony K of Sports Fluent, and I'm a Matthew Stafford hater.
His team was completely
Print it,
outmatched.
put it on any social media you want. Take it. You don't like it?
And Fluent. Both of those games, his team was completely outmatched, bro. Yo, put respect on Matthew Stafford.
Yes,
man.
the better quarterback won in every one of those games.
He has one of the most.
The better quarterback won in every single one of those games.
In his time,
the better quarterback won in every single one of those games. The better quarterback won in every single one of those games.
One more time for the people in the back.
The better quarterback won every single one of those games.
There you go.
You know how many games?
Exactly like what's going to happen on Sunday.
You know how
the better quarterback is going to win the game.
We're going to see.
Hold on. Can I ask you one question real quick? So if he wins, it validates him. So 12 years disappears because of one good season.
Yep.
So hold on. So if he loses, he's Jared Goff, right?
If he loses,
he's Jared Goff.
No, we gotta knock him for that. He's not Jared Goff. He's definitely better, but we got
because that's what Jared Goff did. Took him to the Super Bowl.
He's not gonna lose because his cup about to run over, baby. Hey, you can't lose with that boy out wide.
You're right. You're right. He's very lucky he had Megatron and Cooper Kupp to make him look good. You're absolutely right.
Yo, stop it with this disrespect.
And also, I will say this too. Cam Akers coming back off that Achilles injury, the way he came back running that ball, that's giving them that additive fire.
Oh, that fumbling machine, Cam Akers, yeah.
Yo, can I mention one last thing about the Bengals and Rams? Y'all don't understand what Aaron Donald and Von Miller's gonna do to that offensive line, bro. Y'all really don't understand. It's gonna be a disaster.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Rams' D-line was more dominant than Tennessee's D-line? I don't know that it is.
Tennessee's D-line was great, but I think they could match it up.
The Chiefs' D-line is, I don't know why y'all think the Chiefs' D-line not good. Chris Jones and they got Melvin Ingram over there.
Just remember, the Titans got 9 sacks. Who won the game?
That's what I'm saying.
Because of Ryan Tannehill.
Because of Matthew Stafford.
Yo, your hate knows no bounds. Your hate.
I'll say this, and this answer will probably surprise you, Dub, but to me, Matthew Stafford has redeemed his career. He has, and I don't care what for the most part. Yeah, I don't care about none of that, bro. He's played well enough in these last 3 games for me to erase everything. That's just my opinion, bro.
Yeah.
He has it, man. This is what he's proven to me, that under a good coach, under a decent system, he can be a pretty good quarterback, bro. Let's not lie. Matthew Stafford had a great season this year. Not okay, not good. He had a great season this year.
He's been who he's always been.
He's always
put up these numbers.
He's always had good stats, though.
I'm about to get my fluid back.
For me, he's having good numbers and he's winning, bro. We can talk about Detroit Lions as an organization and everything. Just for me, that's what I needed personally. Now, having said that, if he goes and absolutely craps the bed in the Super Bowl, then some of that, I might have to recant some of what I'm saying. But for the most part, if he does decent, even if he loses or they get blown out, he plays decent, then I'm going to still stay on that tip that, listen, bro, Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback, and I'm not going to hold him in Detroit what he did. That's just my personal opinion. I believe in redemption. I believe in I'm going to put you in a different scenario situation, see how you do. But with that being said, man, this is the most pressure he will ever be under, man. And it might get ugly. And when it gets ugly for Stafford, man, it gets really ugly. So that's the only thing I'll say.
It can only be good or it can be bad.
Who you got,
One
man?
or the other. One or the other. But
no. Not who do you have? Will Matthew Stafford redeem his career if he happens to come and play decent and win?
For sure.
I don't understand. How can you have good stats and never win in 12 years, and then you have one good season under a great coach with a phenomenal defense, the best wide receiver in the game, and that somehow vindicates your entire career?
The most productive wide receiver in the game.
Sorry, the most productive wide receiver in the game, and that somehow vindicates your entire career one season. So all I have to do is
don't do that,
one
OJ.
season.
The best in the game
Not
right now.
Not for me. No,
the best wide receiver this season, the most
racist,
productive
brother.
wide receiver.
So you're gonna say
go
that?
to church, brother.
So you're gonna say
go to church, brother.
How
you're gonna
does one
say that
season? how does one season vindicate a career? Now, can I say he played better this year? Sure. But like you said, under a good system, with a great coach, when everything falls into place. Well, my man, Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl with this team too. So really,
that is no. I
he had
hate
one
that
good
take.
season.
That Jared Goff take is one of the worst takes, man.
How does one good season? So if I can have losing for 12 years and I have one good season, all of a sudden I'm vindicated?
Oh,
that's horrible.
He didn't lose for 12 years. He made it to a couple.
Wait. Let me say
now.
what I said in the beginning real quick. Well, let me say what I said. Details, Fluent. We have to look at the details, and we really dive down. No. I'm telling you.
What matters?
Wait. This is so funny because I made this statement before, and it's crazy how it just makes a full circle. If you pay attention to the details of Matthew Stafford's career, there's really nothing you could sit here and be like, "Yo, Stafford, like it's your fault."
Let me ask you a question. What does Matthew Stafford care about more than anything?
Oh, winning, of course. Any
so he hasn't done that. So winning once does not vindicate you for 12 years of losing. Period.
He's in a
It'll feel good.
He's in a
It'll feel good.
Organization with
It'll
the
feel
line.
good.
To you. That criteria for you, not for me.
Okay, fair enough. I'm talking about me. I can't talk for you. I'm talking for me. So I'm sorry that all of a sudden to say, well, yeah, once you put him in a system with a coach, with a defense, with everything falling into place, all of a sudden he's wonderful. No, he had one good season. Good for him. Congratulations.
You know how game-tying or game-winning drives he has?
Great. I don't care. You know how many interceptions he has? It's a big deal. We can throw around bad stats all day long.
Why is that bad stats? Game-time and game-winning drives is amazing.
That is bad stats.
Talk to us both.
Because when your team's losing all the time, again, not all his fault, you're gonna have
in a position to get more game-winning drives. There you go.
Right. But okay, here's my take on this. If Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, it'll likely mean that he's a Hall of Famer, and we can save that for a different debate. Just because he's gonna have a ring with crazy numbers, all those stacked up numbers. But here's also, I gotta say, one, for him to really completely change his career, this pushes him 75%. Everybody's gonna view Matthew Stafford differently. He does have to do this for 2-3 more seasons to really be like, screw Detroit. Matthew Stafford was always, a top 8 quarterback. We were wrong a little bit.
If he does it for 2-3 seasons, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, and here's one thing though. There is a little bit of a misnomer when it comes to Matthew Stafford, that this year is just the same for him as all years. And OJ brings up a good point. One, it's one thing to have the stats and you're losing a lot, but he has the stats in the context of winning. That's a big difference. And I know Matthew Stafford's had some good stats, and particularly yards. This year is different for him. He's only previous to this season, he's only passed for more than 30 touchdown passes twice. The previous 5 seasons before this one, 24, 29, 21, 19, 26. This is different. And again, the supporting cast matters, but
it matters. I gotta jump in. And say something real quick. I have to jump in because double tell you. Cooper Kupp only catches out of the slot, and it's like little short dinks and dunks. Yeah, you don't think that's why Matthew Stafford's having his highest completion percentage of his career?
Yeah, of course it's because of that. But guess what? He has had.
I'm glad you said it.
It's not a coincidence.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not a coincidence. No.
No,
Brian, I got him. No. I need to rebuttal this. It's not a coincidence that he's responsible for 2, not 1, but 2 receivers. 1,900
He's
yards.
responsible?
I said it's not
for
a coincidence.
Cooper Kupp,
he's the common denominator.
It is not a coincidence.
Those 2 great receivers helped him.
Calvin Johnson is
why is he having his highest completion percentage ever?
Oh, because he's throwing short passes to Cooper Kupp.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So,
thank you.
That would be.
But don't try to wait, hold up. Don't try to big up Cooper Kupp for who he is, bro. He's nowhere near the level of Cam Megatron at all. Don't context.
No, of course he's not on the same level as Megatron.
Don't act as if.
No, wait. Hold on. Not from a skill perspective, but from a protection, 100%.
But don't act as if Matthew Stafford hasn't had a history of making receivers look better than what they are. He's had a history of doing this. He's good.
He's good statistically.
Let's see if Brian can finish his thought.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Brian. My bad. Yeah,
so
go ahead.
So Fluent, yeah, I definitely think you're being too harsh, but
I'm a hater. I hate Matthew Stafford.
Down the pathway, and if you're going to tear apart Matthew Stafford or just discount what he's doing, here's how you do it. You look at the Shanahan, which is McVay LaFleur tree, and you look what it has done for quarterbacks. Jared Goff to the Super Bowl, Jimmy G and all his success, Case Keenum, Kirk Cousins. It's made Baker Mayfield. It's made every single quarterback their most efficient ever. It's brought up all their.
This is why you're on the show. This is why you're on the show.
Matthew Stafford is different than those guys. He's a prolific passer, but I'm just saying the devil's advocate route is that this has more to do with the offense and making him more efficient, making him play winning football from the quarterback position than Matthew Stafford.
Facts.
That's the route that you would go. But here, Dub, I'm leaning more towards.
Don't change your stop right there. End it right there.
Yo, real quick. I need everybody.
You're insane.
I'm going around the room real quick. I want to hear how many touchdowns does Stafford throw? Real quick. How many touchdowns does he throw, and how many interceptions does he throw in the Super Bowl? Ben, let's start with you.
Damn.
I'm gonna say 2 touchdowns and 2 picks for Matthew Stafford.
Bama? Yo, Bama.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that?
We couldn't hear you.
Y'all can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
1-1.
1-1. Wow.
Wow. An awfully mediocre performance, huh?
That's not mediocre.
So 1-1, and hold on, 1-1. You had the Rams winning with a score of 34 points.
He had 27.
Have 3 scores?
No, he had 27. He had 27-24. So
I had 27-24.
No, I had 30. I had 34. I had 34.
He had 34.
Oh, running game.
1-1.
Cam Akers, baby. Running game.
Cam Akers?
Running game. Running game.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Bama. I'm with you, Bama.
OJ, what prediction you got?
He's gonna throw 3 touchdowns and he's gonna throw 2 picks. One of them is gonna be a pick 6.
Okay. Bolstered up sports. What you got?
He's never threw a pick 6 in the playoffs ever.
First time for everything.
What does that mean, bro? That doesn't mean anything.
He's never
He's
done
been
it
in the
ever.
playoffs that much, but you know.
Yeah.
I'll say 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think he's gonna play pretty good. I do.
Okay. Fluent.
Listen, one of my favorite movies is a little cult classic that you may have heard of called Roadhouse.
Here we go.
In Jasper, Missouri, with Patrick Swayze. They should do a remake, with Michael B. Jordan as the cooler. But anyways, that's a story for another day. I got the script ready. That being said, the bar in that movie was called the Double Deuce because that's what Matthew Stafford is going to do, 2-2.
I like that.
Okay.
I actually like that.
Dub, we know you have your cape on. So
Bolster,
what is Stafford going to do?
I'm kind of upset because
5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
I
He's
kind
going
of
to be the MVP.
Bolstered up. I'm kind of upset because I did miss your reasonings on your little Matthew Stafford bag, so I am upset about that. I'm gonna have to hit you up later on to see what you said. But what I will say is 3 TDs, 1 pick.
Okay, so everybody has their own pick.
Okay.
That's fair. I like that, though.
Yeah, that's
fair.
That's
I'm a
actually very
realist.
for Dub. That's very,
You're
very
a realist?
realistic.
I am a
You're a
realist.
realist?
I keep it real, bro.
You keep it real?
Always. I
Patrick
said,
Mahomes top 5 already? Yeah.
yo, you want
Yeah.
to get into this right now?
No,
I'm
no,
definitely
Dub.
ready.
No.
No.
This is
I'm
gonna be
definitely ready
for
for
a
this.
future episode. Dub,
Listen,
we know you don't
but
like
for the
to turn
but
down
for the
a battle,
record,
all
for
right?
the
You know
record,
you'll
for the
take
record,
any debate.
for the record, a quarterback's legacy, and we should make this like in stone because it's accurate. Once I say it, you'll understand. A quarterback's legacy should not start until his big contract starts, and we see what he does after that.
Let me ask you. You want to know how
We're
many?
not talking
how
about it, I
many
just
wins,
put it out there.
Know how many playoff wins Joe Montana has?
Dub. we're
No,
not
no.
doing
Let's
this
go.
right
Let's
now.
get into the bag.
Dub,
More than
wanna-
Matthew
No,
Stafford.
no. You want to know how
look,
many playoff wins
16?
that Joe Montana? 16.
12?
16. You know how many John Elway has?
10,
14,
You know how many Aaron Rodgers has?
10,
7.
12. You know how many Patrick Mahomes has?
8.
10. So in 4 years, this guy is 6 wins away from tying Joe Montana.
Is that because
Yo,
those
stop
guys?
playing.
Is that because those guys' teams are always better and they
Stop
got the first
playing.
round bye?
Stop
Did you
playing,
count-
bro.
You didn't count that though,
Stop
did you?
playing. What? Kansas City
Hold on,
Chiefs had a
hold on.
bye. Kansas City
Hold on,
Chiefs had a
hold on,
bye as
wait,
well.
wait.
Yo,
Wait,
stop
how many?
playing,
Wait.
bro.
How many Super Bowl wins does Elway have? How many Super Bowl wins does
He
Joe
has-
Montana have? How many Super Bowl wins does Patrick Mahomes have?
I never
Dude,
said that. I never said
That
that.
doesn't matter, Anthony, because it doesn't help his narrative.
I never
so
said
that's-
no.
okay,
I never
okay.
said that Joe Montana was not better than Patrick Mahomes. Not once. John Elway did go into that bag. That man was a TD and pick machine, bro. Every time he threw a TD, he threw a pick for a good portion.
Gunslinger, baby.
For a good portion of his
Era,
career.
a little bit.
For a good portion of his career, it was 19 TDs, 18 interceptions. Don't play that bag, bro. Don't play that bag. Come on, bro.
Different era, man. Different era.
Bro. Stop.
All right, moving on.
Hey, Mahomes has 8 playoff wins.
He has 10. Because
Hey.
he won 2 this year.
How,
No, he's
how,
got
many,
8.
how many does Tom Brady have?
Oh, 35. That's why he's the GOAT.
All right, fellas. So we talked about the Rams.
Sorry, can I just say one thing? Sorry,
What's up?
just quickly.
What's up?
Sorry, just one more thing. Just one more thing.
Go ahead,
because you know who else? Do you know who else has 10 playoff wins?
A lot of
Joe
people have,
Flacco.
A lot of people
Okay,
have
next
10 playoff
topic.
wins. So
Next
this guy
topic.
is
Next
one of the most
Next
talented
topic.
QBs in NFL history.
Joe Flacco.
Regarded as
Next
a top
topic.
3 quarterback in his time in 4
Aaron
years.
Rodgers has 11, by the way,
back-to-back
for
Super
the record.
Bowls. 11? Really? I thought it was 12.
Yeah, 11. Patrick
No, he
Mahomes,
won.
yeah.
He won 1 this year. So you guys aren't counting what happened this year. It's crazy.
No, I am going to count in
Yeah,
this year.
Patrick Mahomes has 8.
No, he has 10.
No, he has 8. His record is 8-3 in the playoffs.
Bro, you guys are ridiculous. Now I have to look.
I've got the stats right here in front of me.
I looked it up.
I didn't
already.
figure out Joe Flacco.
I double checked.
I think you're talking about playoff appearances, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna
I don't know
into
what you're
this.
talking. Maybe playoff games.
Doug,
get
we're
into
not
this.
going to get into this. We
Okay.
will talk about this in 2023 or something.
So he's 1 behind Russell Wilson, who has 9, and 2 behind Joe Flacco. Ooh, top 5 all time.
Yo, bro. So
All
he
right.
has playoff success. He's one of the most productive quarterbacks in his time.
Let's see when his
Like, come
contract.
on, stop
Let's see when his
playing.
contract
Stop
kicks
playing.
in.
Back-to-back
Let's
Super
see.
Bowls.
We'll see.
Hasn't
We'll
won
see.
under less than 10 games.
We'll
bro.
see when
You
he doesn't have
cannot
Tyreek
deny this
Hill.
man's
Casual
talent.
take.
Doesn't
How
have
is that a
Tyreek Hill,
casual
Travis
take?
Kelce.
He's up there with the best of them already. He has more than
And
10.
that take is up there with one of the best casual
He has
takes.
he has one, bro. He has more wins than Dan Marino, bro. Like, stop playing, bro.
Yeah,
Stop.
it's okay. We all have casual takes. That's a good one. I like it.
I'm looking this shit up.
All right,
Go ahead.
fellas. Bolstered up. I want to know, if the Bengals win, what does this mean for their future?
Ooh. It means that at least the narrative, right? Zach Taylor's going to be hailed as he's a legit coach. Hey, is he going to be able to? Is the understudy going to be able to overtake Sean McVay? His mentor for a little bit there. It's going to mean that Joe Burrow is going to be considered the top 5 quarterback moving forward. The defense gets their respect. That's what's really going to happen. And they just signed Trey Hendrickson. They got Sam Hubbard. They got DJ Reader in the middle. They've got a couple young linebackers, Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis-Gaither. They got an App State guy. That's another reason I'm pulling for the Bengals. And I think it basically means, hey, this isn't a flash in the pan. If they could pull off winning this game where they're, again, I will say they have nothing to lose at the same time. But I think people will give them more credence to, hey, this team might be on the same level as the Chiefs and the Bills moving forward. Whereas if they lose, the story's going to be, this was a nice flash in the pan, but Mahomes and Allen are going to take back over the AFC.
So this doesn't mean too much for the Bengals.
It means a lot in terms of the storyline and in terms of their self-perception and how aggressive they're going to be in the next couple of years. Because, Fluid's brought up a couple times, Joe Burrow's contract is a big, big deal. Because we all know they have to bolster the offensive line. They have to continue to improve that defense, which is pretty good. But
and which they will, because they have the most salary, one of the highest salary caps available because of Joe Burrow's low contract coming into the offseason. So sorry, go ahead. I interrupt.
Yeah.
I apologize.
And then just for the city, I'd say that's lastly, like for the city, this would be huge. It would send shockwaves through the AFC North as well. I think that would be the thing.
Okay, Fluent, you started on your spiel about him.
I really wanted to give you this list of people who have this more playoff wins than Patrick Mahomes, because the list is really good. But okay, fine.
We'll do that after the playoffs.
We'll do that after. Okay, so I won't tell you Drew Brees, Jim McMahon, Jim Kelly, Donovan McNabb, Kurt Warner, Bart Starr, Roger Staubach,
You're a petty, man.
Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, Ben Roethlisberger, Terry Bradshaw. But anyways, okay.
This is a weekly thing, OJ.
So the question is, what will it mean to the city of Cincinnati or to the Bengals themselves?
No, not to the city. To the Bengals themselves as a franchise moving forward. Does this start a dynasty? Is this a one and done type of thing?
I think
a bunch of money and
I think
fall
we're
apart?
done. I think we're done with dynasties. So, and also our definition of dynasties, I think, probably vary. So I think we're done with dynasties. Just because I think, especially the AFC, there's so many good quarterbacks in the AFC right now that
Lamar Jackson.
I find it difficult for a team to believe that a team will become a dynasty. What it means for the city is huge, or for the Bengals, it's their first Super Bowl win. They've never won a Super Bowl. So they come off that short list of teams who have never won a Super Bowl. I think it puts them in really great position for the next 2 to 3 years to be in Super Bowl contention. Because like I mentioned, having all that salary cap, having Joe Burrow being on his rookie deal, if they're smart and they realize we have a 3-year window to keep winning, because then Joe Burrow, again, assuming he stays healthy and all that stuff, he's going to get his big contract. And then it becomes really hard to move those pieces around and stay relevant, right? I think people underestimate how important it was for the Patriots that Tom Brady kept taking smaller deals than he could have.
No, so he wasn't taking them. Bill Belichick only allowed him to get that money.
Fair enough. However, he wasn't taking those max money deals, and it allowed them to bring in other pieces. And Bill Belichick, let's be honest, did a great job of getting rid of, most of the time he was right, sometimes he was wrong, but getting rid of a player a year too early than a year too late.
Seymour,
right?
Law,
and he kept bringing in hungry players on these kind of prove-it deals, these types of things, and that's why they were successful. There's not a quarterback I see, unless there's someone who's going to be okay with that. They're going to want their money, as they should. So I think Joe Burrow gets his big contract. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes get his big contract in 3-4 years. Herbert's going to get his big contract. So that's when it'll start to shift. So that's why I don't think dynasty. But for the next 3 years, yeah, they'll be in the conversation. I think it's huge for them. Now, I will say this: the one downside of this, once they win, let's be positive. Once they win, then the target's on their back. It's a lot harder to win when teams are gunning for you versus when you sneak up on them.
Okay, Ben, what do you think this does for the Bengals?
OJ's never been in that position where he's a defending champ, so he doesn't know about the target on his back.
I think Jesse Bates go
get
his
look what
money.
happened.
I think Jesse Bates go get his money for sure. All they need to do is just get that O-line fixed. They got a great future ahead of them. Just get that O-line fixed.
Okay, so this means they fix the O-line and continue to dominate? Well, not necessarily dominate, but continue to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bama, you got anything about the future of the Bengals if they win this?
Like I said, the AFC wide open. Bengals should. I mean, if the time for the Bengals to win one is now, because like I said, it's no guarantee if they make it back. Like I say, Ravens. Let's not forget, Lamar Jackson got hurt. Don't act like he's trash. He just got hurt. You got Kansas City. They finna come back with a vengeance. They just showed a video of Patrick Mahomes working out already. Like, so that show where his mind is. Then you got the Patriots. You know, they got their guy, Brady 2.0. I don't know, but they got their guy right now. They got the rookie deal. So Bill Belichick able to do what he's been doing all of these years, is to load up their defense and put enough on offense to win games. He able to do that with Mac Jones on that rookie deal. And you got a few other teams out there in the AFC. Let alone we got to see where Jimmy G and Aaron Rodgers go. If they go to a team in the NFC like the Titans or Broncos, now them teams emerge as front runners to get they shot at the title as well. So my point, I mean, my thing, I want Joe Burrow to win because, you know, hometown kid, Ohio, went through a lot at Ohio State, had to leave for a minute, come back. So that's good for that dude to go back home and have the type of success he having. I would want him to have that 31-year drought too, man. Like, that felt good to see that. I don't know if y'all saw that old man. He was like ultra old, looked like he on his way up out of here, but he was crying because he saw the Bengals made it in that amount. So that would be good just for that whole little team to win, whole ordeal, that whole town, city, state, all of that just to win. But like I said, man, if they don't win it now, it's tough, dog. It's you basically just put it in one of them little machines that throw them balls up in the air or whatever, and you plucking it out. You basically playing bingo almost at that point. So I don't know. And then on top of that what we saw from Tom Brady, you know, let's just appreciate it, you know, while he was here. But we probably won't see that for a little minute where one player just dominate as much as, because that's just a good situation, great player. Everything just meshed. All the stars aligned for that to happen. a great player like Tom Brady so happened to go on a great team like that and all those different type of things. I just don't think that'll probably happen from, anybody else right now in the league right now. Because think about it, Seahawks are supposed to be a dynasty. You can go back. Kansas City was supposed to be a dynasty. The Rams was supposed to be a dynasty, greatest show on turf. Come on, and it didn't happen. So I don't think we see that no more for a good little minute. And because another reason why is all them damn contracts. You only got 3 to 4 years to. If you think a quarterback will come in rookie, win, sophomore, junior, fourth year, win, and then that's rare that it happens. We see what's happening with Patrick Mahomes. So I don't know, man.
Can I ask Bam a question real quick because he brought up Lamar Jackson? It's not controversial. It's
you got it.
Legit. Because listen, I'm not comparing him to these guys, but I am. Cam Newton comes in as a quarterback who's very effective running the ball. Gets shoots out like a cannon, takes off, then gets hurt. Never the same again. RG3 comes out. You guys, I know you remember when RG3 came out, man. Ooh, what we were saying about RG3. Boom, he gets hurt. No more RG3. Now Lamar Jackson comes out, wins an MVP, and then gets hurt. Do you think he might be? Is it possible? Is it possible?
Shut him down.
No, I understand. Is it possible? Is it possible that happens to him too? Not possible at all. 0%. 0%. Everybody, you all agree? 0% chance Lamar Jackson?
No, because if you look at those two dudes, Cam Newton, RG3, they not the most elusive guys in the pick of it. Lamar Jackson is elusive. You probably can't hit him in a phone booth, and it's crowded, and it's like 4 or 5 people up in there. You still can't hit him. So his game is designed.
I think you forget how big I am. He wouldn't actually even fit in a phone booth with me, but I hear what you're saying.
So a lot of those guys, Cam Newton. Yeah, they try to evade 6'5", 250. RG3, he was a
little slender. Yeah.
He was a 100-meter hurdle type guy. Let's just be honest. Lamar Jackson is one of one. We've never seen no type of dual threat quarterback or scrambling quarterback like Lamar Jackson we've ever seen. Also, he's starting to get the right coaches around. That's why I say a lot of those dudes, they just had horrible circumstances and situations. I think it's starting to mesh together over there with Lamar, and we'll see.
Okay.
Only time will tell.
Okay.
For real.
Dub, what does a Super Bowl victory for the Cincinnati Bengals mean for them?
I'm not going to answer because they're going to lose.
No, it could be the start of a dynasty if they win.
What?
They have so much cap space, bro. And
okay, casual.
How is that a casual?
Wow, man.
How? It could be the start. I'm saying it's possible. I'm not saying it is. You gonna tell me that the Bengals, with that much cap space, that really with all that money, that they're not gonna fucking improve? Really?
But Dub, though, this year was truly a Cinderella story for the Bengals, man.
This year, the AFC...
Cinderella doesn't go back to the ball next weekend.
Let's get into it.
Who was the last Cinderella story to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl?
The Bengals, I'm not saying the Bengals are going to win, but the Bengals, bro, if you really think about it, the Ravens got hurt. Who else was in it? The Kansas City Chiefs, everyone counted them out in the beginning of the year. The AFC was wide open this year. The Bills were very inconsistent. Nobody knew who the hell was making it out until the end of the season because we was like, oh, Kansas City's just going to make it. People even thought the Bills was going to lose to the Patriots. Don't act as if this was a Cinderella story because it wasn't. It was a wide open. It was a Cinderella story for the Bengals due to how young they were. But let's be real. Nobody had faith in the Raiders. Nobody had faith in the Titans. The real meaningful victory that they had was against Kansas City. That was the Cinderella moment that they had. But don't say it was a Cinderella moment because it was.
Did you have the Bengals going to the Super Bowl before the season started?
I don't know about Cinderella.
Of course. Of course.
I don't know about Cinderella, but I will say this. For a team to make a Super Bowl or an NBA final or a Stanley Cup championship or all of this, a lot of things have to break in your direction. And the likelihood of everything breaking your way, like any team, like the Bengals this year, everything kind of broke in their direction. Phoenix last year in the NBA, everything kind of broke in their direction. That's rare. That doesn't happen very often. That's why I say I don't see, because even like I said, I alluded to it earlier, you guys call things dynasties that aren't dynasties. I'm sorry. A dynasty isn't, 4 championships in 8 years. We call it that today. That's not really a dynasty, really.
I thought it was
right.
3
Dynasty
or
is
4
multiple
years.
back to 3 and 4 years.
I thought
Sure.
it was that. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So so when you say a dynasty, I'm like, yeah, I don't see them winning 3 and 4 years. Do you?
I mean, honestly, I'm saying that's why I say it is a possibility due to if they make the right moves in the offseason with the money that they have. There's definitely a possibility for that to happen, bro.
Maybe if they were in the NFC where like Rodgers is old, Brady retired, Breeze retired, Sean Payton retired.
Yeah,
In the
there's a lot of
AFC,
talent.
I think it's way more. I think it's
Josh
way more
Allen and
competitive in the
Mahomes, bro.
AFC.
I'm just
I think
saying.
it's
I'm just saying, bro. This team making it to the Super Bowl with that much money in their bag. Now listen, they can make a lot of moves to make their team better than what they are, and to really clear the competition. Honestly, they could.
I'm
But Doug,
very
did you
I'm
not
very
just
hesitant.
hear-
I'm very hesitant to trust front offices to make all the right moves. That's
And that's and you're right to do so. You're right.
And
to
can
do
I
so.
just say this, Doug? Do you just really think Joe Burrow is just gonna continue to take $16 million a year so they can just continue to keep that dynasty going?
How long does
No
this contract
coordinator
last?
does
It's
that.
like 3 years, right?
He's probably got two more years under the rookie, and
two
then
more up under the rookie. and
year
then he gonna get his
5.
contract.
So we'll. I mean, of course. I mean, but if they win this year, go back, win again, and possibly go back.
Boy, you playing
It's like-
Madden now.
I'm
Boy,
just
you playing
no.
Madden.
I'm not even
talking
playing
like that.
Madden. I'm naming the possibilities, and that's really the full extent of their potential. That is the full extent of their potential, which is why I said possibly. It's a big possibly, but I don't know. No, none of us knows.
Okay, OJ. Last but certainly not least, what does a Super Bowl win mean for the Bengals as a whole?
It's huge, man, because I'll be completely honest with you, as crazy as it might sound, Joe Burrow may never get an opportunity to go in the Super Bowl again. I mean, I'll just pick a random team. Let's see, the Bears. It's been 35 years since the Bears last won a Super Bowl. Like over 35 years, man.
But
Right?
they've been
Since
back.
since they've won one.
They've been back
Was there a
Oh,
reason you brought the Bears up, or
because he's a jerk.
was that the
That's
first
because
team that came to
Because
mind?
No,
I made fun of it.
was
I
just a
made fun of
random
his
team.
target
Bro,
on the
you're a
back.
Bears fan? I didn't know you were a Bears fan or anything. Okay, but anyways, that's neither here or there. But no, man, like Joe Burrow, he's gonna have to see Lamar Jackson. And I wanted to chime in on the whole Lamar Jackson thing. Lamar Jackson, before the season ending, he was actually getting better in the pocket. The biggest criticism for me that I have for him is his ability to be effective within the pocket. He was actually getting better, man. And if he continues to build that momentum, like he's gonna have to be dealt with.
This was T. Martin first year. They bought in T. Martin for that reason. They got him from Tennessee. This is finna be T. Martin's second year. They also talked about how they finna upgrade T. Martin for us with letting him call a few more plays for Lamar Jackson. That is great. They getting archaic Greg Roman up out of there, but they're still keeping him to help out with what? That run game. And they have a dynamic run game. So Lamar Jackson's gonna be able to lean on that, as well as continue to progress with his passing game.
Yeah, he needs to progress in his passing game, man, and he needs to not bail in a clean pocket or so much, man. Be just to trust and be
You need Antonio Brown over there on the outside.
Yeah, so
Chris Godwin or
Joe Burrow is gonna have to deal with him, Josh Allen, Mahomes, and all those guys. At the end of the day, as good as Joe Burrow is, man, for all intents and purposes, man, I'm gonna most likely pick the Bills and the Chiefs to beat the Bengals in the foreseeable future, bro. I'm just like all things else even, that's what's gonna happen, man. So listen, make very good on this opportunity. You don't know when you're gonna get it again. And the last thing I'll say is this, bro. The Chiefs. I want to go back to the Chiefs real quick, losing to the Bengals, bro. What a massive opportunity lost, man. That's a prime example of how hard it is to make it to the Super Bowl, bro. Look at the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So yeah, make good on it, man. It'll be huge for the city of
That
Cincinnati.
defense fought for that, though, OJ. I ain't gonna lie. That defense fought for that win, bro.
Yeah, for sure. They did. Particularly the secondary, yeah.
All right, fellas. Now, I'm going to go around again, and I need to hear who's going to be the X factor on either team. Who's going to be the determining factor that's going to break out and, well, ultimately help their team win the, Super Bowl. Ben, let's start with you. Who can you do that?
Joe Mixon, man. I think Joe Mixon. That's what it comes down to. I know Joe Burrow will do his thing because he got his receivers and stuff. They go do them. But it depends on Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Joe Mixon.
OJ?
Honestly, man, I'm gonna say the secondary of the Bengals, man, because Joe Mixon, I kind of know what to expect of him. I kind of know what I'm gonna get from Cooper Kupp and Burrow, but the secondary of the Bengals, man, if they can kind of like lock things up like they did against the Chiefs, and I think they're in great shape, man. But if that secondary plays bad, it's a wrap, man. And I think the number is 250, man. I think if they give up at least 250 yards passing, I think they lose. I don't think they beat the Rams if they give up at least 250 yards passing. If they could keep it under that, then I can see a scenario where they win. So I'll say the secondary of the Bengals.
Okay. Bama, something tells me you have your pick for X Factor.
Hell, and 6'3", 212 pounds from Yakima, Washington. Cooper, my cup runneth over. It's going to be an X Factor.
That can't be an X Factor.
How is that an X Factor though? He is he's one of the main factors.
Yeah, and the X Factor too. What are you talking about?
His cup runneth over.
Him and D.
I had a massive debate with my buddies about X Factor, what X Factor is. To me, man, Cooper Kupp is not an X Factor, neither Stafford. I consider X Factor someone that you can't necessarily predict how they're gonna play. And they could either have a good game or a bad game. Like the Bengals secondary, that could go either way, but Cooper Kupp should have a great game. Like to me, it'd make more sense if you said Odell or Higbee would be the X Factor. Because those guys are
my cup runneth over. He my everything. He my everything. X Factor, your factor, his factor, her factor,
fear factor,
Joe Rogan factor.
Yeah, fear factor, all of that.
Too early.
Running over, baby.
Okay, bolstered up. Who's the X Factor?
The X Factor is gonna end up being T. Higgins. But if you're a Bengals fan, and what will make me feel the best about the Bengals pick is Joe Mixon. If Joe Mixon has a great game, that's gonna go a long way. I just doubt that's going to happen. I think the Rams are going to take that away. I think T. Higgins is going to be the one to step up because Jalen Ramsey I won't say he's going to completely just blanket Jamar Chase, but I think Rams is going to get that assignment, and they'll make sure to help him out with a little bit of safety help because if Burrow gets one-on-one with Chase, he won't care if it's Ramsey. Like he's putting that ball up.
Do you think, Brian, let me ask you this. Do you think the Rams are going to have him no pun intended, but have him chase around Jamar because like they love to have him all over the place.
So two schools of thought. You either blanket him, so he's gonna carry him wherever he goes, but hey, you get no help. Like it's just you. It's Revis Island kind of deal. Or what a lot of teams will do.
That's not good for the Rams.
They'll put Ramsey on Higgins. They'll put Ramsey on the number 2, and then always give safety help over Chase. I actually like that strategy a little bit more, but it's one of those things like on paper that's better, but players win games at the end of the day. And it's like, do you want to go down without Ramsey on Chase? I think they end up shadowing him. I think Ramsey's going to carry him.
This one would throw a hole in their wrench if they just put Ramsey on one side. So now that's going to mess up your play call because you got 3 dynamic receivers. So now you cutting half of that playbook off. You can kind of game plan for that other side with safety help over the top or whatever the case may be. Because if you really look at it, when it was time for those crunch time of games, they necessarily just don't make them boys travel, Revis travel. They'll just shut off one half of the field. So now the offense, the ball flips back over to the offense. How are you going to work with using only one half of that field now?
There's an easy solution for that.
Very Dion-esque.
Crossing routes is one way you can try to beat that, but
it's going bunch. They'll motion him. You've seen it with Chase before because they get tired of teams doing it. They'll motion him to a stack. They'll get in bunch. It's the crossers, but that still is effective. Bam is right in the sense of you as a defense, you want to take away what the offense wants to do, and what they want to do is get in those drive concepts, which is basically is 9 routes on the outside. You got to post from the slot. And that's always going to give you a one-on-one. Always going to give you a one-on-one.
Okay, Mr.
That's why I love Bolster coming on because he coaches football, and I love because I see people listening right now going, "What did he just say?" Gotta look that up. All right. So sorry, did you go to me or was it Dub? I'm sorry, I jumped.
It's on you.
Is on me? Okay.
Yeah.
So X Factor. I'm going to give you a grouping of people for the X Factor because it's why I believe it's the X Factor. I think for the Bengals to win this game, they're going to have to slow down the only thing that the Rams do offensively effectively, which is pass the ball. So I think the X factor is going to be the Bengals DBs. We know they're going to be going after what's his name, Apple.
Copycat.
Is that what you said too? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
No, I said secondary. You said DB.
Secondary DBs. Okay, yeah, same thing. The secondary. There you go. So I should have been listening. I'm sorry. But yeah, so then I'm with OJ. I think it's gonna be the secondary. Can they look? You can't stop Cooper Kupp. You can only hope to slow him down. But like also OBJ, Tyler Higbee, like they do have weapons. So I think if they're gonna win this game, they don't want to get into a shootout, to be honest with you, because I think the Rams are a team that can't keep up with them in that type of game. So they're gonna have to get some stops. And you saw, look what happened in games. Let's be honest. There's a couple of games, even in this playoffs, that the Rams should have lost. But you get kind of big passes to Kupp, big plays by OBJ. If they don't stop those plays, those big chunk yard plays that those guys get, they're gonna be in for a long day.
When they should have lost.
Okay.
Every game.
You're ridiculous. I thought he was gonna bring the San Francisco 49er thing. The pick that was dropped.
Every game.
The X factor, I already got into this earlier. It's the Bengals defense. If you really look down and pay attention to the details, besides the Raiders,
this is line of the day. Pay attention to the details.
Besides the Raiders, bro, Joe Burrow hasn't really done nothing crazy. You feel me? Like nothing wild. The defense has really done their part in holding the Titans down, holding the Chiefs down in the second half, and Joe Burrow was able to take advantage of him and Joe Mixon. So the key part of this whole game is really the Bengals defense, where I just don't think that they'll be able to slow the Rams down, which is why I say the Rams is going to win, and they're going to win pretty handily, because I just don't see the defense being able to slow them down, bro, like at all.
Another X factor is Bengals O-line. That Bengals O-line got to protect Burrow. They got to. With Von Miller.
They're not though. They're not.
With Leonard Floyd, they got to protect Burrow.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. They got to, but I don't see that happening.
Bro, it's
you never know though, man.
I'm not hating on Joe Shiesty T-Bone. I'm just keeping it real.
This all it really is, man. It's up for that defense and Joe Mixon. They're gonna work together to buy Joe Burrow enough time for him to be a gamer. If we look back at all those games, even though I will say this, even though he didn't do that much, Joe Mixon and that defense bought Joe Burrow time for him to be who he is deep down, which is the gamer that he is. We got to admit that Joe Burrow performs when the lights and the stage gets big, he steps up to the occasion. So with a terrible O-line, quarterbacks have to figure out how to get it done or whatever they have to do. And what that run game does for him and what that defense does for him, they give him enough chances over and over and over again for him to roll up out the pocket. Oh, somebody had him grabbed by the collar. He rolls out. He completes a good pass to keep the drive moving or give them that momentum they need. That's really what's going to boil down to. Joe Mixon and the defense. Those going to be the two people, because that's pretty much what it's been this whole playoff run. They give up 9 sacks, then the team fixes it. Joe Mixon comes out and have a solid game. But like I said, it's going to ride on both of those, them and the defense, for Joe Burrow to have those key plays, whatever they need to possibly edge the Rams off. If they don't have a good game or they have a slow game or whatever the case may be, yeah, it's going to be.
And Joe Burrow could get sloppy too. For all the grief I give to Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow could mess around, throw a couple picks, a pick six. He has that in him too, man. He has a little bit of a gunslinging streak in him as well, and when he wants to force the ball to Jamar Chase. So I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that.
All right, fellas. This has been a crazy week for the National Football League. One of the greatest ever, arguably the greatest ever. It's a known fact that he's more than likely the greatest ever, has stepped down. Tom Brady.
Cooper Kupp retired?
Tom Brady has retired from the National Football League. I want to know, I just want you guys to, give him his flowers, say how you feel about him and your favorite Brady moment.
I'll say this.
Start with you. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'll say this. If you don't think Tom Brady the GOAT, I don't know what else to tell you. You just don't know football.
Then I don't know football. Tom Brady is not a Hall of Famer.
Well, he not.
But
Stop playing.
Man, the GOAT, bro.
What's your favorite Brady moment?
When he had the Dap Cooper Cup after the game after they lost, that's my favorite Brady.
Probably the Super Bowl against the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your favorite Brady game or favorite Brady moment?
Well, that's the favorite moment because it was just crazy how he just came back. Like, it was just crazy.
Okay. Fluent. What's your Tom Brady soliloquy?
All I have to say is this about Tom Brady. He's going to go down. Everyone's going to say he's the GOAT. It's unquestioned. It's going to be almost impossible to argue that he's not the GOAT when you lead the league in wins, all-time wins and yards and touchdowns and Super Bowl appearances and Super Bowl wins. And I just want to say to Tom Brady that he's very lucky he doesn't play. He's lucky he didn't go and play for the Montreal Expos, who also drafted him, because in baseball, if you cheat, you don't make the Hall of Fame. So everyone's gonna give him his love. I just want to put into some perspective. He got caught cheating more than once, and if it was baseball, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. That being said, my favorite moment is the Tuck rule, when he stole a Super Bowl opportunity away from the Oakland Raiders because I don't like the Raiders. No, okay. Honestly, my favorite Tom Brady moment, honestly, and all jokes aside, is when he won that first Super Bowl. That moment when the confetti's kind of falling and his hands is like, you truly saw him like he did not believe they were going to win. That was when people get that first one. It's like Jordan winning his title on Father's Day, right? And he's laying on the ground holding the ball. It's those things. So that's my favorite Tom Brady moment. In all jokes aside, that's my favorite moment.
Okay, bust it up.
Tom Brady, I just got to say, he's got the most unbreakable NFL record, and that's the 35 playoff wins. That one's never going down. And then, if you include the first-round buys, he's got like 13 first-round buys. So that could almost push it to 48. Like, that stuff's never touched. To me, he's undoubtedly the GOAT. I don't really entertain any debates trying to say that anybody else is. And then, to me, the thing that sticks out about Tom Brady, I think people downplay his talent just too much. He obviously had some talent, but is just the discipline. I don't know if you guys have watched Man in the Arena and everything, but discipline is what sets people apart, especially at the top of their professions. Favorite moment is tough. Honestly, there's just so many. I was thinking about the first Super Bowl against the Rams. Man, there's just so many. I'd probably go with, honestly, though, the most recent one is the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, where he's with the Bucks. I think for his legacy, that is like the perfect stamp on it, because then you can't. A lot of the typical rebuttals and devil advocate kind of plays kind of get quieted there. So I think that was a pretty cool moment.
Coach or player ended that night.
Okay. How you feel about Tom Brady retiring?
It's sad to see him go, bro. My main beliefs on why he retired goes to who Bruce Arians is. I guess Tom Brady just didn't want to be a part of that environment anymore. I think Tom Brady and his competitive drive would have tried to go for another year because of the amount of injuries that the Bucks face and the amount of controversy that they face. I believe Tom Brady's competitive drive would have pushed him to one more year. But, Bruce Arians, bro, I think Bruce Arians is the main reason why he's not coming back to the league anymore. But in terms of my favorite Tom Brady moment, it's when he dropped that pass in the Philly versus Patriots game, when he dropped that pass in the end zone, bro. That's my all-time favorite Brady moment, and I will never forget it. I will never forget it.
One thing quickly that people just haven't mentioned, 2 seconds. This man retired. He stretched out longevity further than anybody ever has. Just destroyed it. 44 years old and retired when he was arguably still in his prime. Mm-hmm. Like, he had multiple elite years left, which
he was still in the MVP conversation. He's either the MVP or second in MVP voting this year, right? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Do they finish the voting before the playoffs, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because because Aaron Rodgers, man, looking shaky, baby.
Yeah, that's the only reason
Even
Aaron
vote
Rodgers might win.
before the last couple weeks.
It's crazy.
Yo, OJ.
For me, I kind of have two. So when I hear moment, really what I hear is favorite play. So as a Bucks fan, hands down, the touchdown pass to Scotty Miller on the left side on the streak right before the halftime against the Green Bay Packers. When I saw that play, as soon as it left his hand, I knew Scotty was going to catch it. And when Scotty caught it, I said to myself, the Bucks are winning this game. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Straight up after that play. So as far as a play, that's coming from a Bucks fan. I know that play's not as impressive as some of his other plays in the Super Bowls or something. But another moment, which is not really a moment, but something that kind of defeats a narrative. When Tom Brady first got here, I was like, oh, yeah, man, I'm glad I got Tom Brady, and everyone, oh, yeah, you're a Bucks bandwagon, blah, blah, blah. Tom Brady's washed up. There was a lot of Tom Brady washed up. So it defeated the whole washed up narrative after he won the Super Bowl. It defeated the whole, and for me, I'm petty. Like, I've always thought that Tom Brady deserves a lion's share of credit for the Patriots dynasty over Bill Belichick, even if it's 51-49 or whatever. I've always felt like I was always pro Brady. That's even before he came to the Bucs.
I give Brady 60-40.
60-40 Brady?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to me, Brady winning that validated that notion and justified that notion that he could win without Belichick, and we have yet to see Belichick win without him, which Belichick could very well win without Brady. Time will tell. So to me, that was big, those two things.
Okay. Bama, finish this off. How do you feel about Tom Brady retiring, officially retiring, and what's your favorite moment?
Me, I don't give a damn. That's a grown-ass man. He almost 50 years old. He deserved to retire. He accomplished enough. My favorite moment, honestly, man, would be for the young pups out there, man. The ambiance of seeing that boy, the great white hope out there in Foxborough, man. It's cold as hell. You got to go up there and steal a game from him, and you got a better chance of getting ice water in hell than stealing the game up there in Foxborough. You know what I mean? So that would probably just be my favorite Brady moment. Just him, you know what I'm saying, in Foxborough, in his habitat, trying to knock them boys off, and they normally succeed more times than none. He had a good career, bro. You know what I'm saying? All said and done,
OJ, can I ask you something? You don't. Like, I have to ask this question a bunch of times, honestly, but you don't take in matter of fact that Tom Brady walked into a great situation while going into the Bucs? Because I see a lot of people trying to be like
that's one of the most overstated narrative. The notion that he came into a stacked team.
So let me break this down to you. LaShawn McCoy said it the best, Doug. And this is why I say I only go based off of what other NFL players say. When NFL players get to talking about other NFL players, I have to leave my personal bias out of it. So LaShawn McCoy said this: if you look at him in New England, you have to give it the slight edge to Brady, because one thing that sticks out when he was in New England always had stacked defenses. Why were they able to get stacked defenses? Because Brady was only getting paid $16 million a year. And on top of them having those stacked defenses, let's just be honest, besides 2007, which they didn't win, I think, 2001 with Troy Brown? 2001 with Troy Brown. After that, they've never really had a top 10 receiver in the league outside of that. But they were able to be in the championship. What you said, they got 13 first-round buys. How does that happen? With number 12. That's the only way that happens, with number 12.
Sacrificing the offense for defense.
Exactly. But why are you able to sacrifice the offense for defense? Well, because you got a quarterback that can turn tea into. I ain't gonna say he can turn water into wine, because there's only been one man that roamed this earth that can turn water into wine. But I could say he can turn tea into whiskey, and he do it over and over and over again.
We have to acknowledge this. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
let me answer your question.
You're a Bucks fan, bro, and you know that the main reason you're the Bucks team. Trust me, bro. I was really paying attention to that Bucks team that year with Jameis Winston, because I love Jameis Winston. But the main reason why that Bucks team and the defense didn't look as good as they really was is because Jameis Winston kept putting them in bad field position because of his picks and because he was a terrible game manager. Now the Bucks, in my opinion, I looked at the Bucks. I was like, yo, they're really a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. Or if Jameis Winston fixes his interception and really becomes a game manager, then bro, they're really a great team. And then once Tom
Bruce Arians' offense does throw a lot of picks, which is why you even saw Brady throw more picks than usual.
And once Tom Brady
butted heads and
once Tom Brady got there, bro, I was sitting there like, yeah, the Bucks, they got it. They definitely got it.
So let me answer your question. First of all, the Bruce Arians is not so much his offense throws a lot of picks, is that his offense likes to throw the ball down the field a lot, which result into throwing a lot of picks. The more you throw, you're gonna tend to throw more picks, right? Those are distinct. Those are two distinct things. That's number one. Number two, you look at someone like Ryan Jensen, right? And I'm a Bucks fan, and I follow that. Ryan Jensen is actually slightly overrated, right? He's a Pro Bowler. Ryan Jensen is as good as he is, and he's good as you guys perceive him to be. A lot of that is because of Tom Brady. Literally, Tom Brady has impacted that entire offensive line. He gets rid of the ball so quick that he's not going to get sacked. And so the O-line, now you have, like, Tristan Wirfs is a legitimate stud. He might be the best right tackle in the league. But guys like Adley Marpet is pretty good too. But Jensen, a lot of these other guys, man, like especially Donovan Smith, bro, they are so so beneficiaries of Tom Brady's efficient passing. So now all of a sudden the Bucks have a top-ranked offensive line. But here's the thing: it's a lot of the same guys under Winston. The difference is Brady's getting rid of that ball. He's not getting sacked as much, so they're gonna be elevated. So this is where
somebody got to mute their music.
Impacts those guys. What's that?
Somebody's playing music.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Tom Brady's play impacts those guys, and you look at someone like Fournette in the playoffs and stuff like that. It wasn't just that playoff when he started doing good, but the Bucks passing game really picked up. So now you can't stack the box and stuff. So a lot of those things are connected to Tom Brady's.
Of course, and
well.
I know.
But I wouldn't say they were a quarterback away. I would say they were an elite quarterback away from winning this.
I would never say that Tom Brady had no part in that. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying, like, let's pay attention to detail and acknowledge the fact that he went into a great situation with that team. Like, regardless of what you say, and Brady being who Brady is, that was like, bro, that was a perfect combination with Gronk and AB coming to there. I'm just saying, like,
outside of those, we talking about the other guys though. The other
Chris
guys,
Godwin and Mike
LaShawn McCoy was saying is you only as better as your 99th man. And when you get a Tom Brady, your 99th man now believes that he can possibly be the best man out there because I have a quarterback like Tom Brady. Because when Tom Brady is out there, it don't matter who you play. You could be playing the Monstars. You could be playing the team on the longest yard, the Convicts. If Tom Brady is at your quarterback, you feel like you got a chance to win. So
that is big, bro.
You are a lesser player. That's why I say the game is 90% mental, Doug. So if I'm a B-level player and I get somebody there like Tom Brady and I see his preparation, because they say it's no joke. Tom Brady is the first one there and the last one to leave. So if I'm a dude and I'm on the fence and I'm borderline on the 53-man roster, but I see an elite quarterback practicing and behaving like he's on the practice roster as well, I'm finna get up and I'm finna assert myself. I'm finna pitch in the same way this dude is pitching in because our leader is out here putting in extra hours. So that ties into the whole everything. I'm
not disagreeing.
Never been to Super Bowls before.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm just acknowledging. What had it. I'm not even trying to discredit.
You're just saying. Did Tom Brady go into a good situation? Of course. He wouldn't have gone into a bad one. That'd be dumb.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you want to get a decent situation, but let's be honest though. What I think is very funny and convenient is before Brady got here, most people did not have Godwin or Mike Evans, two of the most disrespected receivers, on their top 10 receivers. They didn't. But Brady got here, all of a sudden the Bucks offense is completely stacked. Keep the same energy, man.
I knew they were beasts, so I kept it. Exactly. Jameis Winston was that guy, bro. Yeah, it was just
Jameis Winston was that guy.
Oh yeah, it was just the picks. Like, bro, he was a gunslinger, bro.
Nah,
he just threw way too many. Nah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna say he was trash.
I made a decision to never again go to a Bucs game. I live in Tampa. I decided to never go to a Bucs game as long as Jameis Winston is the quarterback. Trash. One of the worst decision makers I've ever seen in my life.
And I give you that. Yeah, I give you that, bro. He's a pick machine.
Trash.
But that boy,
he just had a trash.
A
trash coach, dude. Arians is not a. He's not a.
Oh, he had a trash coach. He did the same
Arians,
thing.
Listen
he had
here, bro.
3 coaches. He did the same in 3 coaches, bro. Here's the thing about Jameis Winston, bro. The stuff he's doing in the Bucs, he did the same crap at FSU. He's the same. He's a gunslinging, bad decision making quarterback.
He didn't turn the ball over like that. He had a quarterback.
Jameis Winston never evolved from FSU to the pros, bro. So I was in shock what I saw. Trash, hot garbage. It's okay.
He wasn't garbage. You don't win a national championship in 51 seconds being garbage. But also, I don't think Bruce Arians developed players how you should, especially younger players. I think to play with a Bruce Arians, you have to be that of a Brady.
That's a cop out, bro. That's a cop out.
That's not a cop out. That's not a cop out. Look at how Bruce Arians behaved, though. Look how he behaves.
What does Bruce Arians have to do? What does Bruce Arians have to do with you and your own 10-yard line? You're being sacked and you throw the ball.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How does Jameis Winston go from being terrible to being the 4th overall best quarterback based off QBR and everything else for his stats? Before he got hurt, he was the 4th rated quarterback, right behind Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and
with no wide receivers.
You know what? You know why? Because you have a quarterback whisperer, Sean Payton. Now, I think Sean Payton can develop players a little bit better than Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is nothing but a glorified slave owner. I'm going to just say that. He got a real big slave owner complex. He think he owned them players.
That's a little bit much, but okay.
Nah, you can say that. He put his hands on players out there. I can see how he acted. AB already told how Bruce Arians acts, and I believe AB. So I don't think Bruce Arians is a good developer of players, especially young black quarterbacks like Jameis Winston. He went over there somewhere in New Orleans where a coach gave a damn about him, and you saw it. Sean Payton sat down and showed him, this is where you go with the ball. This is where you're not finna go with the ball. These are the things you do to game manage.
I did not see a large enough sample size. Listen, watch what happened. Well, we can't say because Sean Payton's gonna. Once you see a large enough sample size, the real Jameis Winston will come out, bro. All Sean Payton did was a hide all the
touchdowns on the Patriots.
He did just remember the greatest playoff quarterback in the history of the NFL is Jameis Winston. 100% completion percentage, a perfect 158.3, 58.3 QB rating. The greatest playoff quarterback statistically ever.
No way. How many attempts did he have?
Put some respect on his 1 for 1 with a touchdown, baby.
Listen, us Bucs fans, we not riding with Jameis, bro. My buddies, Bucs fan, we not riding with him. We don't want him. We don't root for him. Trash. That's how we giving it up when it comes to Winston.
Trash.
And I make zero apologies.
He wasn't trash.
100%
I just think y'all coach trash.
All right, fella. Let's move on from Jameis. Let's get back to Tom Brady. He retired.
He had 22 years of flowers. Why are we still on Tom Brady?
No. We're not actually talking about Tom Brady. We're talking
going home to Giselle and his family and $1 billion.
Yeah, bro. He passed it. He passed the throne the cup.
No. That's actually what we're about to talk about.
Oh, okay.
He didn't pass the throne the cup. When he retired, he posted something on his story. Referring to Lamar Jackson, and he had a picture of him and Lamar Jackson, and it just said, "You are next."
Yeah, he's
man. Come on, man.
How do you guys feel about Tom Brady anointing Lamar Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this: how many players?
I'm not ready for my opinion.
How many players has Tom Brady drafted in his life? Zero. So no, I think I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to be like Kobe when he told Giannis, how good can I be? You should be the MVP. And Giannis took that and developed his game and became MVP because he was inspired by Kobe.
These Kobe stories, man.
I love Kobe. So that's what I think Tom Brady was trying to do. But no, I would find it very difficult to believe that Lamar Jackson is going to be the clear-cut, the next Tom Brady. Will he be a really good quarterback, great quarterback? Yes, I believe he will be.
You think he'll be top 5?
If he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy.
Okay.
If he can stay healthy.
Agree. Okay, I'll give you that.
But other than that, yeah, I think there's
Does
way too many.
anybody have Lamar Jackson in their top 5 right now?
Yes.
No.
Fully healthy,
Yes.
I would put him
No.
top 5
Yes.
fully
Fully healthy, yes. He top 2.
Top two?
Top 2? Y'all tripping. Y'all smoking crack. Tripping, yes. Yes. With Greg Roman as his offensive coordinator, yes. For him to be as efficient as he would, yes. For him to make the playoffs 3 separate times, yes. Yes.
So he's not in my top 5 because he's not playing. So once he starts playing again, he'll be in the conversation if he looks like he did before.
Let's not all forget how high everybody was when he beat the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Like, people forget
Yeah,
this,
but that's
bro.
because they're overrated.
No. Oh my God. Let's Fluid.
I don't think people were going that crazy when he beat the Chiefs. I don't think they were. Like, maybe a couple people on social media.
I was going insane.
He was not that good that game.
Oh,
now he wasn't. I'm not saying he was like bad, but he wasn't. Josh Allen against the Chiefs, and then they lost, or he wasn't Mahomes in that same playoff game. He was 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He was great on the ground. But I hear that being pushed now, and I think that's a little bit of revisionist history. That again, just this season, that Lamar Jackson was amazing, and then he got hurt. He struggled this year, and there's plenty of reasons for that. But I think this year, he struggled. It doesn't mean he's going to be bad moving forward. But I think we're going a little bit of revisionist history.
Struggled. The only few games I could think of where I was like, yeah, he really struggled.
The Lions.
The Lions game where Hollywood Brown was dropping TD passes.
No true number 1 receiver. His number 1 grid is a tight end.
This is why I say we gotta just look at everything under a microscope. And
Greg
really
Roman only specializes
You're right. He does
tight end fullback run game.
He does get hurt. He does get hurt. The fact that he doesn't have talent at the wide receiver position. I agree with that. However, to Brian's point, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, his lowest since his rookie season. He really didn't have a good season before he got hurt. And you're right, the Kansas City game, 1 TD, 2 picks, 18 of 26 or 18 of 28. Those aren't those aren't oh my god numbers is my point. Now I get it. Rushing and all those things, I get it.
The level of impact.
But my point is when you look back and say it's almost a 1-to-1 TD to interception ratio, that doesn't stand out as oh my god, he had a great season. Statistically.
So this is what I'll say, man. What is the most important thing for a quarterback to be able to do consistently? In my opinion, in the National Football League, is to be able to pass within the confines of the pocket effectively. That's the most important thing. And then close behind that is pocket awareness. Those 2 things are 2 of Lamar Jackson's greatest flaws. So what are we talking about, man?
No, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
If you're going to use a game, you should use the one against the Colts, where he completed 86% of his passes and 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's a game.
I don't care.
We're talking about a guy who's the most important thing the quarterback needs to do is his biggest flaw. Now, with that being said, I think he can make strides. I think he can get better weapons. I think he could eventually be great. But right now, there we go.
There we go, Flo. When we look at Lamar, let's get. It's the offensive coordinator.
Doug, hold on. Can you start setting up the draft while you guys are talking about this?
Oh, it's set up already. But yeah, I can set it up all now. But let's not. You got the offensive coordinator Greg Roman, which holds him back. You got literally no wide receiving options other than Mark Andrews. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? To do,
listen. I agree.
I want to bring up.
I hear the same excuse when it comes to Lamar Jackson and Greg Roman. Guys, do you know why the offense of the Ravens is set up the way it is? It's because of his deficiencies in his passing game.
You tell me why Des Bryant.
Let's talk about that.
You tell me why Des Bryant saying that his offensive coordinator the Ravens.
Greg Roman came
these
from
are
San
NFL
Francisco
football
and
players.
tried to do to Lamar the same thing.
Hold on,
I need
to say something because this is a theme I noticed with Players' Choice basketball and football, and I just want to put it out there. I'm not saying it's absolute. However, because you brought up Des Bryant, just because you played doesn't mean you know the game.
No,
just because you played doesn't mean you can analyze. Just because you played doesn't mean you can analyze a game. It
No,
does not
Luke,
automatically.
Harkins and you'll
It does
They
see-
not
have a
automatically
way
mean that.
closer understanding of the
No,
game.
they
of
don't.
basketball.
No,
Yup,
they was
yes,
talking
do.
about.
Yes,
but,
they
but,
do.
but Fluent, they was specifically what they were talking about was what they saw from Lamar in practice was night and day from what Greg Roman called in the game. Des Bryant gave him a whole instance saying the whole week in practice they went 5 wide.
If it's his
Lamar
homies,
Jackson
why come Tom Brady's on his ass?
He misses 0 passes going 5 wide. Just for Sunday, Greg Roman to call 23 design quarterback runs. You cannot just sit here and be like, oh man, he ain't developing. It's his offensive coordinator putting his last 2 bum quarterbacks off on Lamar Jackson. Colin Kaepernick.
I wasn't in practice. I wasn't in practice. I wasn't in practice to see what he did, but on game day, I saw what he did.
Exactly my point.
So,
there's hidden details that people be missing if you're not an NFL player, which is why you need to pay attention to one-day talk. Now, there's
because you're forgetting a very important thing. One, players doesn't automatically mean you can analyze, and two, before anything else, if they're boys, if they're friends, he's not going to talk trash.
Why is Tom Brady? Why is Tom Brady on
he's going to talk.
Why is Tom Brady on his case?
Why
is Tom Brady on his case?
I don't know. Maybe Tom Brady's his friend. I don't know.
Listen, guys, listen. I'm gonna say something that's unpopular, but this is what it is, bro. Lamar Jackson is a black quarterback. He got a lot of flack coming into the league, so these guys are gonna protect him, bro, because he has to deal with so much scrutiny. And I love Lamar Jackson. He's such a good dude, but he deals with a lot of scrutiny. A lot of it is not really fair. So when a guy like Des Bryant, that's his homie, bro. Of course he's gonna protect him. A lot of people are gonna protect him.
What about Tom Brady?
Sometimes it's biased, and sometimes
the black quarterbacks don't deal with half as much scrutiny as black quarterbacks dealt with back then. For his Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, when the league was just specifically telling you, no.
But Lamar Jackson was told that you should probably try out as a receiver. Like
that's what he was told by Bill Polian, somebody that don't have NFL experience, and he have been as well.
But where's the connection?
That's just somebody that don't know.
Where's the connection with Tom Brady?
Bill Polian was being racist.
Hold on, wait, but where's the connection with Tom Brady though? They're not boys that we know of.
No, I actually think Tom Brady has said multiple times that he really respects Lamar Jackson, and I really love Lamar Jackson too. I think Tom Brady, what he sees in him is Lamar Jackson has gotten better each and every year. He's well respected throughout the league as a person. I think that matters. But here's the thing. We got to clear up a couple things. First of all, I'm sorry, not all NFL players are opinions. Their opinions are the same. So it's like if it's a little bit different if I hear something from Peyton Manning versus a Des Bryant. And the last thing I'll say about Des Bryant is, when was he last in the league? The Ravens as a wide receiver. I wonder why he wanted them to throw the ball. Then last thing, Greg Roman, I get it. I'm not saying he's the greatest ever. He's got a really good track record. And he does. He's had a lot of top 10.
Running the ball.
Hold on.
Wait.
He's had a lot of
Let him finish.
He's had a lot of top 10 offenses with, again, multiple places with Colin Kaepernick, Alex Smith, Tyrod Taylor, now Lamar Jackson taking that to another level. So not just top 10, not just good. The number 1 offense, obviously, and then they had another, like the 7th offense. There is a reason. Lamar Jackson has improved his passing a lot. But there is a reason they run that offense. Like, we can't just put our head in the dirt. They're orchestrating to his strengths. The same as there's a reason Kyle Shanahan runs his offense. There's a reason why. Because who is the guy that Kyle Shanahan has come out and said that he wanted a couple times? If you guys, it's Kirk Cousins.
Can I ask
Kirk Cousins isn't like a great quarterback. He's not saying it because Kirk Cousins is awesome. It's because he can protect him in his offense. Those strengths go hand in hand. Lamar Jackson can pass the ball. I'm not saying he can't pass it. But he has strengths and weaknesses just like every quarterback does. And go ahead.
Can I ask you something?
Great points.
So you're saying basically that they're playing to the strengths of what do you call it?
Yeah, they are. Every team.
Jackson, you wouldn't sit here and say that they're probably playing to the missed talent they have at the wide receiving core and the fact that they can't trust the fact that their receivers can't get separation or can't catch a ball.
No, I'm 100% with you.
Things, bro.
No, that's the thing.
How is that 2 things?
With you. No, I'm 100% with you. They're playing to their team's strengths. Their receivers aren't very good. So
You
Why
have
would
to. You have to. You have to
Let me
make
say this.
Lamar Jackson
Let me say
that
this.
type of guy.
I
Because
want
of
y'all
his
to answer
receivers.
this. Fluent, Bolster, OJ, I want y'all to answer this since they playing to the strengths. Not only Dez said it, LaRon McClain also was a running back for him well before Lamar Jackson got there. Mark Ingram said it. Also, Steve Smith said it. They all said the same thing.
all
That
played for the
Greg
Ravens.
Roman,
All
they said,
Ravens.
Hey,
they
can
said Greg Roman is not opening.
They
that
all play for the
offense up.
Ravens, so they have a deeper understanding
so
of what's
let me-
going on.
Let me,
Why are you
because
guys
I
trying
want
to
to
discredit
add in
people?
one more
No,
piece.
I need to add this one before you go.
This is
Fluent.
very
No,
relevant.
No,
Oh,
it's fine, it's fine. I need to add in
Willie
this one more
Snead.
thing.
Willie Snead was there
Because
also for it.
you
Hold on,
guys
Dub.
said-
Let Bama finish.
Hold
Hold
on.
on. Let Bama finish.
These
You got
guys,
it, Dub.
these guys gonna sit here and tell me that players
Five
they have
different
way
guys.
too many different opinions. What about the people who don't play the sport? You know how many different opinions we see on a day-to-day basis? The only
No.
people that
What I
have the
said was
same
because you were a player, it doesn't automatically
no,
mean
but
you
you guys
understand
But
football.
you guys are making a whole point. Oh, you know how many players have a different opinion, how many different things to play. It's the same thing for when you don't play the sport. It's the same
100%.
thing. So why use
100%.
that? Why
'Cause
use that in a conversation?
Would you
Why
believe
even
that
say
everyone who talks sports, all of them know what they're talking
Fuck
about?
no.
Exactly. So just like players, not all. Normally, the most loud,
But
Dub,
that's why
are
I
the ones that
trust
know the
theirs.
least.
That's
Dub.
why I trust their.
So-
That's why I trust their opinion more. That's why I trust their opinion more. They have a
Trusting their
deeper
opinion more
understanding.
is a bad take because they are some of the worst. Some of the worst.
Who?
Right? And even some of the best players, that's why they're some of the worst coaches because they don't understand the game. Some. So that's why you can't take their. Wayne Gretzky was the greatest hockey player of all time. Couldn't coach a lick. It doesn't matter that you're the greatest player ever.
Jordan
But back to what he was saying. So they're saying in practice they did this. Now I'm not suggesting Greg Roman's a great offensive coordinator and all this other stuff. I think you're right. I think there's a better system where Lamar could be more successful. I agree. Is there better receivers needed? 1,000%. I agree. I agree with all that stuff.
Yeah.
However, don't say when someone says to me, well, he was completing every pass in practice and they should do it in a game. Here's the problem. Ben Simmons hits every 3 in practice. It don't mean shit on game day. And that's why practice, you can't just go by what happens in practice. You have to see what happens in the game because it's
You practice
different.
how you
And
play.
they're trying to take your
No.
head off.
Practice how you
I
play.
you
bro.
don't practice how you
I'm
play.
not
That's the
listening
problem.
to that. I'm
Trying to
not
take your
listening to
head
that,
off
man.
in a real
y'all,
game.
Y'all not finna bring up somebody with some mental issues about a city that
I don't
back
have a
there
red.
don't
I don't
even
have a
like
red
him,
jersey.
and now he's
I don't
not
have a
even
red
shooting
jersey
threes,
on.
dude.
Hold on. I don't
But
have a
it's the
red
same thing
jersey.
for
Hold on.
Shaq.
You know this, Bama. I
Same
don't
thing
have
for
a red
Shaq.
jersey on. Let me finish. I don't have a red jersey on that says no one can hit me in a game, and it makes your mental different.
Ben Simmons' mental, but Lamar Jackson's
Fair
mental is way stronger than Ben Simmons. Don't pull that card.
You know that for a
Don't
fact?
pull that. I know
You know
that
them?
for a fact.
You know them?
For
You know
a
them
fact.
both?
It's called
You
reading
know them
body
both, or
language.
your
It's called
opinion?
reading body language.
In your opinion.
No, it's reading body
In
language.
your
And you can
opinion.
tell that Lamar Jackson is way more mentally tough than Ben Simmons just because of the way that Ben Simmons shows through his actions the type of character he is. And compared
Maybe
to
I
Lamar
agree
don't
with
Jackson,
think
Dub.
so.
It's still an
cut it
opinion,
out.
though.
Cut
But
it out.
It's
do
still an
think that-
opinion.
And your opinion is wrong too. Yours is just an opinion too, and it could be wrong as well. But guess what?
Absolutely, it
But
could
guess
be.
what? You said I know the least, but guess what? I probably predicted most than everybody up here.
I never
So
said
if
you know
I-
the least.
You bro.
No, I never said you. I never said you.
You
know
said
the
when
least.
they're the
Steve
loudest,
Steve
Dub,
Smith
they're
is
probably-
arguably
I
the
said
Probably
other
yours
people who
of all
talk. No
time.
one on this show. Hold on. No one on this show knows the least.
Bro.
Cut that shit right now.
Bro.
I said normally the people outside of here who are the loudest sometimes know the
Then
least.
why'd you
is
say
what
my
I said.
name?
No, I said player. I was talking about players.
You
You're not a
said
player.
Dub. You
You've
said
never played
Dub after.
football.
You said
Because
Dub
I'm
after.
telling you,
yo,
Dub,
I think
so
he
you'll
said
listen.
your name, though, Dub.
I said your name, Dub, so you listen, Dub.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Jeez,
my bad.
Dub.
My bad.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Me and Dub.
Okay.
Just so you know, me and Dub are gonna be the undercard of the next Jake Paul fight. Just FYI.
Like, can I
Put my
just,
money on Dub.
can I just ask?
Oh,
one
I got
question
reach.
real
I
quick?
got reach.
Yeah.
got
Post
you.
it up. Go ahead. Hey, Doug,
So,
put on
here's
the draft. We're about to get
Here's
into
the
it.
thing, like from Bama and Dub specifically, what I want to know is, like, what's your actual take when it comes to Lamar Jackson and the best kind of system? Because I want to say I watched y'all's last episode, and y'all said, like, if Lamar Jackson had Brian Dable, which is basically we sling it, we throw the ball to run the ball, and obviously they've had some quarterback design runs with Josh Allen. Are you guys saying that, like, they need to be in a pass first? That needs to happen, and they're holding Lamar Jackson back that way? Or are you just saying the receivers aren't good, and even though Greg Roman, he has a pretty good track record, we think he's not that good and they could do better?
That's what you said in the second part. is
Okay.
my exact take on that.
I
where
can be with
if
you
you
there.
give him those weapons and the right coaching with that, he can show you exactly what his arm could do. Now, would I say he's
Mark
like an
Andrews
Aaron
is top
Rodgers?
flavor too, right?
Would I say he's like an Aaron Rodgers or like that? No. But let's keep in mind that Josh Allen, before he got Stephon Diggs, his stats was almost similar to Jalen Hurts.
It's a whole different world, though. It's a whole different world.
I would listen. I'll agree with you on this one. And I said it before. I would love to see Lamar Jackson with some weapons to see. I would love to see it.
We're going to switch it up to the draft.
All right,
Let's
fellas.
draft.
So we will get into our draft. This week, obviously, is Super Bowl week, so we will stick with our main topic of the week, the biggest thing going on, the best show on earth. Now, what we're going to be drafting is the best Super Bowl moments of all time that have happened in the Super Bowl, during the halftime show. It can be on the field, it can be off the field, it can be whatever. Any questions?
No, sir.
Or are you guys gonna have the options pre-selected, or are we just gonna think of
No.
You draft.
I want it to be sincere. I want it
Okay,
to be
so OJ might not know and Brian might not know. So the way we do it, the draft is you're gonna pick your moment, explain kind of why it's the best one ever. We're gonna go snake draft, and then the people in the chat are gonna vote to see who had the best two picks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can't pick the same somebody else's pick, obviously.
So
All right.
chat, let us know who y'all want to draft. To be honest, LeBron's not drafting, so please don't include LeBron into this.
LeBron's not drafting, and yet I'll still probably have to pick after him. I always get picked last, FYI. So
Always.
They say the best for last.
Save the best for last.
So we're doing
but-
4 rounds. So that's
4? I thought we were going 2.
Nah, I want 4.
I already know what you guys are gonna pick. Probably David, Tyree, Helmet,
four might be
Patrick.
hot, though.
Dude, no offense. 2.5 hours. I don't know that I can go to 4 rounds.
We'll make it real quick.
This is our last thing, but come on, let's fly through it. You guys don't be sitting around trying to debate about other people's picks. Let them make their
Okay.
picks. Let's move on.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, man. Chat, let us know who's the order. Well, I'm about to decide it.
Garp the Fisted, what's the order?
I'm gonna just put me last. I'm gonna put me last right now.
No, I'll go last. It's fine. I like being last.
Hold on, somebody's gonna come through with it.
I think T-Bone wants
T-Bone.
Bolster to go first.
T-Bone, come on, man.
So Bolster first, because he forgot his name. So Bolster want to go.
All right, here we go. We got
Fluent,
it.
Bama, bottom right, OJ, then Dub.
Bolster.
Who's bottom right?
Yeah, first.
Bolster.
Bolster.
No. Fluent's first.
Fluent's
Bama
first?
Yeah.
What?
Bama second. Bolstered Up Sports is third. Then OJ. Then Ben. Then Dub.
Oh, dang. Oh,
I don't want to go
y'all.
first.
You asked for it.
Let's get right.
No, I
man.
said I want to go last.
Let's get right.
What,
What- Okay, I need to know the chat. What's their favorite team? Because my pick will be dependent. All right. Well, shoot. I gotta pick something that's never, only once in the history of the Super Bowl has ever happened. And yes, it's 100% a homer pick. But the most incredible play to ever occur in a Super Bowl was an opening kickoff by Devin Hester, Hall of Famer Devin Hester,
Wee.
taking it to the house.
Okay.
The only time ever a
I like
kickoff,
that.
opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
And they
Devin
ended up
Hester.
winning the game, right?
Shut your mouth. It's the
Okay.
greatest play, not the greatest game.
Bama, it's on you next.
All right, I'm gonna go with another one, even though they didn't win, but the greatest Super Bowl moment, 1998, when the Atlanta Falcons made it there. The Dirty Birds, man, they had that dance.
What was yours, Bama?
Yes, sir, Dirty Birds, man.
You know, I spent time at Freaknik, baby.
Jamal Anderson.
Jamal Anderson, come on.
Yes,
They
sir.
had that. They had a really good corner too. What was his name? Buchanan, Ray Buchanan. or
Yeah,
something?
yep.
Yeah.
And they had a receiver, Brian Finneran.
Ooh.
They had somebody else too at receiver too. dog.
Didn't they go in and beat like the Jizza, the RZA, the Gizza at home?
No, that was 98.
Oh, that's a different year. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a different.
I just want to put down Aaron
You
Rodgers.
talking about that was a Sack Rhines.
Didn't they
Oh,
have?
so wait, I'll
Bolstered
put
up.
I'll
Who you
put
got
dirty.
next?
I'll put Dirty
Yeah.
Birds. That's what I'm putting.
Dirty Birds, yeah, Dirty Birds.
All right, for my NFL moment, I'm gonna go a little bit out of left field. I'm gonna take Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
That was my
Great
round.
pick.
That's a great
That was
pick.
my round two.
That titty shut the
Boy, that was
internet
like
down.
10 years old. That was iconic.
Can we all agree Justin did her dirty by not backing her up and going back and
You see how she had to roll that titty back up in there? It rolled back up in there. She rolled that thing.
Oh,
Janet,
good.
Miss
All right.
Jackson, if you nasty. That's a good one.
OJ, what's up? What's your first pick?
Well, my first pick is gonna be weak. I'm just picking something that was so memorable to me, but it's when Von Miller forced a fumble on Cam Newton. I believe that might have been the first play of the Super Bowl as well, and that set the entire tone for that Super Bowl and that Broncos defense, man. And so to me, that play epitomizes that Broncos defense, their physicality, what they stood for, and it set the tone for the entire Super Bowl. So that would be my pick. Von Miller forced fumble on Cam Newton.
Okay. Big Ben. What you got for us, man?
Listen, Santonio Holmes catch.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Demon
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Demon
That's a
pick.
good one. That's a good one.
I didn't think anyone was going to think about that. That's amazing, Ben.
Okay.
Go that same game.
Dub-Zero, you have back-to-back picks. Where are you going with it?
I'm going with the Philly special, bro.
Duh.
I'm going with this Philly
Philly special. Duh.
Okay.
Philly special,
what-
bro.
What's the Philly special?
Philly special. You don't know the Philly special?
You don't know the Philly special?
Philly.
Philly
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I'm asking him to elaborate.
Oh,
for the people.
Bro, what
It
the
doesn't
heck?
need elaboration. We're trying to go through 4 rounds.
Elaborate.
We all
Y'all
know.
y'all
The Philly
mind.
special, bro. The Philly special. They.
All right, what's your other pick?
Tom Brady coming back from 28-3 comeback.
Ben, it's swinging back to you.
There you go. The Jacoby Jones return. I forgot what game. I think it was Baltimore and 49ers. Yeah, Jacoby Jones punt return.
Punt
Oh,
return.
kick return.
Yeah.
OJ.
I'm gonna have to potentially steal something from Brian, and I'm gonna say Kevin Dyson, 1 yard shy. When he was tackled by Mike
Oh,
Davis
man.
or whoever it was from the
That
Rams.
was not going to make it back to me. Damn it.
If they get that, that's game. And I love the Titans. I love Steve McNair. That's one of my favorite Super Bowls, man. But yeah,
Oh, repeat it again.
The 1 yard.
Kevin Dyson, 1
The
yard
stretch,
shy.
1 yard shy. Stretch. If you had that Space Jam Michael Jordan arm, it would have been a touchdown and they win.
Bolstered up. I cried with you that year.
Tough. Especially with my family celebrating there beside me. Is it back to me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right, I'll take the David Tyree
Helmet catch.
catch. I'll take that. That was an absolutely wild play.
Oh yeah.
Could have been sacked. Richard Seymour just let go. Eli Manning's most athletic play of his career.
Okay. Bama, your second pick. What you rocking with?
Go from Patriots, Giants, but the second time, that pass to Mario Manningham on the corner right there, dog. That was another one. That was what solidified Eli Manning as the Patriot killer right there, dog.
Shout out to Eli Manning.
Yeah, I know.
Capricorn gang, baby.
You're all about-
Fluent. It's on you.
You're all about the offense and the titties. I'm all about the defense and the special teams. All right. So first we had Devin Hester. We know that one. That was amazing. And the next one, just as amazing. The game is 10-7. They're down by 3. It's the end of the second half. Kurt Warner has taken the Arizona Cardinals to places they had never been before. He throws the ball. It somehow gets picked off by James Harrison, who goes 100 yards. 100 yards for the touchdown. That turn shifted whole time. That game was done right at that moment.
Okay. And
That's an iconic moment.
you have one more swinging back to you.
Oh, well, because I love to pick on my Seattle Seahawks. There's a pass that should have been a run that Mr. Malcolm Butler intercepted, and sealed the win for the New England Patriots. Marshawn should have run the ball. That's for you. That's for you, Ben.
Of course. Of course. Sad.
All right, Bama.
It doesn't need
Run it
an
back to you.
explanation, right?
All right, man. I'm gonna take one from the game where y'all actually won, man. Percy Harvin taking that end around for a touchdown was one of the most explosive plays in that Super Bowl. Pretty much what busted that Super Bowl open for y'all to keep that momentum on y'all side. And he also did that for his late grandma who had passed away. That's why he was out of football for a minute. So I like Percy Harvin. He a grandma baby, man. So yeah, I'm probably pick Percy Harvin in that.
That's the best pick of the draft.
Percy Harvin and what?
Thank you.
His end around, he took that reverse. It was like an end around. He took it like for 75 yards in the Super Bowl. That was the biggest run of the Super Bowl.
Talk about a player who did not get utilized enough for how talented he was. You remember him in Miami, was it?
Florida.
Florida
won Tim Tebow a Heisman.
Right.
Tight end.
Person. Crazy.
We don't have those type of players anymore. Percy Harvin, Darren.
But let's not forget, he also had 1,200 yards up there in Minnesota with Brett Favre too. So
yeah, boast it up. It's on you next.
Headaches, man.
I'll go with the Tracy Porter pick 6. Saints get a Super Bowl against Peyton Manning. I think that was pretty iconic.
And that was my pick.
Okay, OJ.
Mine is going to be the most boring one, but if you think about it, it's pretty important at the same time. It's Adam Vinatieri, man, the game-winning field goal against the Rams that basically ushered in the Patriots dynasty, man. It all started with that kick in that moment. Yeah. So
also made him a legend too.
For sure.
All right, Ben. I know you said he took your pick. What else you got up your sleeve?
Someone should pick
no, blah 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 blah.
28-3.
No, that picked already.
That picked already?
Yeah. Dub, that was Dub. That was one of Dub's.
Julian Edelman. Catch.
Why are you giving him stuff, man?
I'll take that.
How about the onside kick from the Saints? I'll just throw ones out there.
Hold on, everybody chill. Everybody chill.
So what are you taking, Ben?
If the Julian Edelman. Thank you, OJ.
All right, Dub, you got back to back.
Damn it. I'll say T.O. performing on a broken leg.
I like that.
Did you pick anything non-Eagles?
Too,
did he pick anything non-Eagles? The Philly special, T.O.
28 comeback.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we got that one.
Last pick.
My God, what could this be?
Did the Eagles play in any more Super Bowls? That he could pick something?
I'm trying to think, bro.
Antoine Winfield, peace sign to Tyree.
I'll say
Dub, you made this 4 rounds.
Ray
so
Lewis. Ray Lewis winning his last ring.
I like that a lot. Ben, swing it back on you.
When the center missed
his retirement ring. Yes.
When Peyton Manning lost the ball and went to the end zone and Seattle got the ball at the end zone. I think it was like the first play of the game.
Oh yeah, he snapped it over his head.
Yeah.
The first play. It was the first offensive play of the game.
Yeah. And that's when we knew we had a Super Bowl.
Oh, what was your pick, my bad, Ben?
It was when Peyton Manning lost the ball. And
you should have picked when the refrigerator scored a touchdown.
First play of the game.
Which is one of the most overrated players ever.
100%. You're right.
Alright, bet.
OJ, it's on you.
For me, the last one I'll say Derek Brooks. This is a homer pick. Derek Brooks when he got the pick 6 against the Oakland Raiders. Super Bowl, whatever it was, 2001, 2002.
Okay. Bolstered up.
I'll go with the Antoine Randall touchdown pass to Hines Ward against the Seahawks.
Ooh, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I forgot about that.
Randall was cold.
Yeah.
Good one.
Antoine
That was
Walker.
another devastating moment.
Repeat that again.
Antoine Randall a touchdown pass to Hines Ward. Reverse touchdown pass.
TD pass to Ward.
Alabama, last pick.
I'm gonna go from the Rams versus Titans in 1999. That 73-yard underthrown strike to Isaac Bruce. He catches it, actually adjusts himself, catches it, beats out the safety and the cornerback for a 73-yard touchdown to bring the Rams home to win that Super Bowl. That game was actually closer than everybody thinking. They ended up winning it by 7, which was the 7 they won it by.
73-yard TD from who?
Warner to Bruce, Isaac Bruce. Greatest receiving tandem we probably ever seen or we ever will see before. Also, a nice running back.
That's a hot take right there.
Oh yeah, Isaac 2 Chains Bruce. That was the first football player I ever seen play with gold chains on back then, bro. Isaac Bruce,
Wayne.
Isaac, go look at Isaac Bruce.
Deion used to wear 2 chains.
No, I'm talking about I've seen.
Oh, they used. Oh, okay, my bad.
Isaac Bruce was nice. I think Torrey Holt was even better, honestly.
Greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
All right, Fluid, cap us off.
Oh, listen, my job, right, is to be like the historian, to make you more fluent, to remind you some old things that you probably didn't see while you were alive. So if you go back to Super Bowl III, the Jets were 19.5-point underdogs. 19.5-point underdogs. The Super Bowl wasn't even necessarily called the Super Bowl at that point, and the NFL was destroying the AFL. And in fact, had this game be a blowout, that might have actually resolved the partnership of the AFL and NFL, which became what we know today as the NFL and the whole Super Bowl era. But one man, the most overrated quarterback ever in the Hall of Fame, guaranteed the win. Joe Namath guaranteed his 19.5-point underdog team would go in and beat the Colts, and they did it.
So that's your moment.
Super Bowl III guaranteed.
Fact,
Yeah, Super Bowl III guaranteed.
Touchdowns that year.
Yes, he sure did. That's why I said the most overrated.
Yeah, it's close between him, Brett Favre, and Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, any of those guys will do.
All right, everybody, and there you have it. Take a look at your top 24 Super Bowl moments of all time, picked by none other than the Player's Choice Gridiron cast. So now, fellas, we've been duking it out for damn near 3 hours.
I think
we're gonna reach our last segment. Oh yeah, chat, commenters, you guys all go and let us know who had the best moments out of everybody. Let us know who you think made the best.
I don't even think it's a debate. They all got fluent today. Come on.
All right, fellas, so we've reached our last appointed segment, and we're OJ and Bolstered Up. We're gonna get you guys' top 5 QBs, top 5 receivers, and top 5 running backs. But here's what I need you guys to do, though. I need one of you guys to choose receivers, and one of you guys choose running backs.
I'll take receivers.
You got receivers. OJ, you got running backs. I want to hear.
Get them both receivers. Nah. Get them both receivers quick. They don't deserve.
They don't believe in running backs. They
don't deserve running backs.
I've been so slandered on the running back. I was slandered.
Hey, listen, man.
I think there was a misunderstanding.
Let them take
I think there was a
Because they ain't gonna do nothing but piss me off before we get up off of them.
Let them take receivers.
We'll just get them. We'll get them what they want. Get them the powder puff girls, receivers and quarterbacks.
The divas. The divas.
Give them the divas, bro. Let them get them.
No,
OJ's
got running backs. OJ's got running backs.
No, I'll do running backs just so I can hear. Because otherwise, you guys will get they'll kill me for not having top 5 receivers. So I'll stay with running backs.
All right. Oh no, this is all
time.
Yeah, a cup better be 5 all time.
All time?
Yeah, all time.
All time.
I thought it was this year.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Okay. Let's get the easy one out the way with. Bolstered Up on what's your top 5 QBs. Then OJ, I'm gonna get your top 5 QBs. Go ahead,
Bolstered Up.
All right, top 5 QBs. I'm gonna say Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana. After that's where it gets tough, obviously. I'm gonna go with
Patrick Mahomes.
no, not Patrick.
He knows
I'm
football.
gonna go with Johnny Unitas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And man, fifth one. It's like you go. Man, I'll go.
Think about it. I'm gonna buy you some time because I want to read the chat. Dub. Mahomes.
Yeah, Dylan.
All right. Did I buy you enough time?
I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna say Dan Marino. I'll go with Dan Marino.
I love that pick.
That's a good pick.
Love that.
That's
pick.
a good pick.
Okay.
No, that fifth one always the hardest one. Always the hardest one.
OJ.
All right, so for my quarterbacks, this is real easy for me. Tom Brady 1, Peyton Manning 2, Aaron Rodgers 3, Joe Montana 4, Dan Marino 5. I'm surprised you
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Rodgers 3. Yeah, Rodgers.
Oh, we're just regular season quarterbacks. No, this is playoffs too.
Yeah, Rodgers 3, Montana. Rodgers is the most talented quarterback on this list. I have to account for that as well. I'm looking at everything.
I like your list. I like your list a lot.
How y'all quarterbacks are. I know how y'all running backs.
Wow, the most skilled.
Dan Marino's 5. Are we getting into wide receivers? I would love to hear the wide receivers.
Post it up. We need your top 5 receivers of all time.
Wow,
let's hear it.
Well, we got Jerry Rice.
This is from 1 to 5.
Yeah. 1 to 5. All right, so we got Jerry Rice, Randy Moss. We got T.O.'s in there.
Yes, sir.
T.O.'s in the top 5. My controversial one is probably going to be Antonio Brown. I love Antonio Brown. To me, he's top 5.
That's not wrong.
You shocked me right there.
Then the last guy is probably tough because I'm just going to miss on somebody because of, like, era. But I'm going to say Calvin Johnson.
I love that.
Oh, that's a great list. That's a great list. Cooper Kupp.
Let's hear all 5 of them. All 5 of them in order.
Okay, so let me go in order. I would go. All right, off the top in that order, I would go Jerry Rice, Randy Moss. I would go Antonio Brown. If I had to pick, I would go. If I had to pick somebody, I would go with Antonio Brown over Calvin Johnson and then T.O.
Damn. Wow. Damn, that's crazy. But hey, I'm not mad at you. I like that you use my context. OJ knows what's your top 5 receivers?
No,
running backs.
Running backs. Apologize.
Running backs.
All right, I'm finna put my mouse clicker right here by the leave button. Okay.
If you get him to leave, OJ, I will buy you something nice.
I think the first 3 they really shouldn't be debated. I have Walter Payton 1, Barry Sanders 2, Jim Brown 3. Those should not really be debated. Now, once we get to 4 and 5, Eric Dickerson, I have 4. And number 5, my favorite running back of all time, this is a homer pick, whatever, LaDainian Tomlinson. Those are my top.
You're going to say Mike Allstott.
All right, chat. Y'all have a good night. If you don't like this show, I'm going to say this one. Your daddy got a small pee-pee.
Hey, now.
His stroke ain't weak. Your grandma raunchy. But I'm out of here, man. That man has said LT, man. He put LT in the top 5. I love y'all.
He said it's a homer pick. It's LT's not.
That's my favorite running back all time. So.
Oh, LT's not a horrible pick. LT's not a horrible pick. I thought you were gonna go with your namesake. Because he doesn't get enough love just because he killed some people. Just because he killed some people, he's still a great running back.
Oh my God.
With all due respect, man, that man rushed for 2,000 yards. David.
In 14-game season.
Yeah.
Yo, OJ, you say Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I have Barry Sanders number 2.
Yeah. He said Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jim Brown's probably higher if he plays more years, right? He retired early.
Jim Brown is number 1 or 2 in most lists that you'll see.
Yeah.
Well, if Cooper Kupp ain't in your top 5, I don't know what the hell to tell you.
I don't know what the hell to tell you. Man.
All right, fellas.
At running back too. At running back too.
At quarterback,
Yeah,
running back,
At quarterback, running back. Because he makes them all better. Because he makes them all
wide
Dude,
receiver,
he a
punt
gamer.
returner, kick returner,
He a
and
gamer.
pass blocker.
Well, I love the chat saying LT over Dickerson. You don't even want LT in the top 5, and they're saying LT over Dickerson.
Because if I gave y'all some running backs, y'all would be like, dang, LT might not be that good. Top 5, bro?
Yeah, because you're probably, Bo Jackson and
Bo Jackson.
Who's your 5? Oh, can we get Bama's 5? Do it.
No,
We can do it 6 hours. Let Bama tell us.
You know what?
No,
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear
We'll get to this.
But I will say
Ron,
this.
I
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this.
I need to hear this. Go ahead.
LT.
No, Dub, we can't.
No. Just quick.
We have a long summer.
But look.
He's not going to give his 5. He's going to say one thing about LT.
Ricky Williams.
No.
You gonna take LT over Ricky Williams? Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm taking LT over. I'm taking LT. Yes.
That's not
It's what they
even
actually
close.
did. What they actually
Ricky
did.
Williams over LT.
Yeah, you
That's
talk about
nasty.
Ricky Williams in the
That's
bro,
nasty.
do you know how many rushing yards Ricky Williams had?
That's
in the
nasty.
span of
We're not
3
talking about who rolls the best dub.
Hold on. Are we just aware
That's
Ricky Williams
nasty.
had like
Williams
years
over
of
LT?
years?
Yo, Floyd, what?
Bro, y'all
That's
is
nasty.
That's the hottest take I think I've ever heard. Like
That
Ricky
is
Williams
nasty.
had. Oh my.
Ricky Williams over LT.
y'all is tripping. Bro.
Horrible take.
Y'all is tripping, bro.
Wow.
That's nasty.
Yo, me and you agree on a lot, Bama. I don't agree with you on that one.
Y'all is tripping. I'm talking about running backs, bro.
And I like.
I mean, listen,
my
I'm
coach-
expecting him to say Gale Sayers or something. If you say
My
Gale
coach-
Sayers, I'm like, all right, man, I could probably see that.
My coach Dick traded away his entire draft year for Ricky Williams. I understand, but he didn't do it enough on the field to
He
be top
was a
5.
horse. That's all he was, man. Couldn't catch, couldn't do much of anything else.
What? Yeah, he's not a receiver. Okay, see now y'all want people to be receiver.
All right,
I said running backs.
Ron, take control, baby.
All right, fellas.
Back running back. Y'all have a good night, man.
Hey, it was
Ricky
good for us
Williams?
to end the
Yeah,
show.
y'all talking about catching, running backs catching.
That's
now, man.
up there with Mahomes' top 5 all time. Like that's
Hey.
up there.
No, that is not up there with Mahomes' top 5 all time.
Mahomes is top 5 all
Yes,
time.
it
I
is.
don't know what the hell y'all talking
Yes,
All
it
right,
is.
fellas,
get me
it was
started.
good to end the show on a great TikTok moment. I would love to see the reviews and the likes that gets.
That's gonna be crazy.
Most of the closing words.
I just appreciate y'all having me. Again, check out my content. Mainly been going on TikTok, a little bit on Twitter, but I appreciate it, fellas. It's been fun.
Guys, make sure you go follow my man, OJ. She got to stay in the way out.
Yeah, man, just OJ_sports, TikTok, IG, and as always, tonight was light work. So per usual.
Sports fluid.
Listen,
meaning he
I'm
sailed in
gonna
on the corner.
I'm gonna end it on a, unfortunately, sorry guys, on a serious note. Sports_fluent. Follow us everywhere. However, I think it's a sad day in the NFL that over the last 2 years we've had 16 head coaching positions available, and if it wasn't for the Houston Texans, 0 black head coaches. Thankfully, the Houston Texans hired 2 in 2 years, which makes us 2 and 14 out of the 16 openings. Something has to be changed.
I mean, there's 32 white owners. What do you expect? But hey, man, let's
31.
continue this.
31. Jacksonville is not a white owner. There's 31
He's,
white owners.
He's
He-
Pakistani, I think.
Yes.
But guess where his hand is in the pot with the
Yeah.
rich white guys. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's sad that with
they get people that look like them that makes them comfortable. You think a black guy go make an old white man comfortable? No, he does not see himself in a black guy. So he's gonna get somebody that resembles
hey, I'm
himself.
not talking about the
Makes
reasons,
sense.
Bama. I'm not disagreeing with the reasons. I just think it's sad that if it wasn't for the Houston Texans hiring 2 in 2 years, there'd be 0. Like there's no way that there's 0 qualified black coaches to be head coaches. So I'm gonna keep putting it out there every year.
You know what?
Start their
Flo,
own league.
it's
That's
respect.
what I'm saying.
It's much respect to you for even consistently. You said it probably for the last 3 or 4 shows now. It's like even though you said it a lot, it's like you still won't continue to stop saying it. So like, It's respect to you, bro. No.
I've said it for years. Listen, I said it for years. I told you I did a podcast every single week with Hugh Jackson where we talked about it every single week for a year, and I will. And I'm glad that Ryan Clark is putting him on the show, and other people. I will continue to say it until something happens.
Shout out to Ryan Clark.
I'm not falling for that.
Ben, closing remarks.
Been a great show, man. For those watching on YouTube, Twitch, man, glad for y'all coming here. TikTok, Players Choice, Gridiron, IG, PC_Gridiron. Keep pushing P, man. That's what we do around here. Pushing P, man. That's what we do around here.
Yes,
Capital P, Layers Choice.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Bama, what you got to say to the people?
You're Williams.
First off, I want to say praise our Lord and Savior, Cooper Cup. Without him, there's no me or us. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, PC_Gridiron. Hey, scam Thanos TV, dog, on Twitch. I be playing Apex, whatever. If y'all want to come over and get some laughs, I be cutting up sometimes, bro. I'm sleepy right now because I got work in the morning, but I will be back on that thing tomorrow. Apex Master. It's going to be the new season 12. Mess with me. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, all that, man. We appreciate y'all, boys. And like I say, if y'all don't follow us by now, no granny stank, boy. It's too late. It's too late. I ain't finna say she gon' stink if you don't. If you don't follow us by now, she stanky, boy. She stanky.
Your mama ain't got no edges.
Yeah, gone. And your daddy feet little.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We appreciated it. Dub, take us away.
Dub, again, shout out to y'all. Appreciate
Steve
y'all.
Largent is a top 5 receiver.
Yo, appreciate y'all. King Reed, thank you for that. Thank you for stopping in. First time joining. Thank you for the love. Fake Garb the Fisted, T-Bone Chat. You guys are elites. Love you guys. Even you, Garb the Fisted. But it's still fuck you all day, every day. You feel me? Pause that. But in other words, YouTube, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Post it up.
Yeah, my government name was on here the whole time.
No.
It's not shown. Don't worry.
You're good.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to hide.
You good. OJ and Boast It Up, you guys are more than welcome to come back on this show again. The reason why we brought you guys back on, because we like the vibes, we like what you got to say. It's very fun interacting with you guys. So of course, if we ever get caught up and y'all ever want to be part of the show, definitely just hit us up, and we'll definitely make that happen, bro. We appreciate you guys for showing out. Other than that, it's been a good showing. Can't wait for these TikToks to be going up, and y'all be safe. Love is love. Yes, sir.
I hate Matthew Stafford. I said it.